Hello everyone, welcome to CPL Match of the Week. I'm Neblime, joined here by Saetzero. I'm actually so excited, this is my first proper season match of the week this year. How you feeling, Saetzero?
I'm good, man. Honestly, just feeling better after last week, excited to cast some more StarCraft, and I feel like you picked a team for reasons, right?
Yes, there's definitely reasons. Look, you want the people want the facts. Are they ready for the truth?
I mean, there's a lot of truth. I don't know where you're going with this. I'm not supporting you blindly. We're boys, but we're not boys like that.
Okay, well, the real reason is the length of replays. Because I can't be here for 5 hours. I don't have that much time, and some groups are longer than others. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so, I do appreciate that.
People in chat, you don't have the absolute longest replays in all of CPL, so you just have to deal with that. So yes, as you mentioned, the teams. Today we have gloriously overpowered, sexy unicorns, some say they're GOSU, against 4-pool Lifeguards. I mean, you know, that pool's pretty dangerous. It's about time someone did something about that. And we're going to be casting Tier 0 today.
Alright, so I never really looked at this GOSU, banner, right?
Yeah, how could you not? Guys, roast Saetzero in chat, my god.
Well, no, so, here's the thing, right? If you've been on TL for any notable period of time, there's a whole thread to one pro gamer that is notably attractive, right?
Yes.
Why is he not in this fucking picture? It was a god fucking gamer.
Well, I mean, compared to the big three that we got there, you know, I think it's fair. I think it's fair. But then again, it is supposed to be like 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, right? They could have one more, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, you could have 2 Terrans up there, you know.
Yeah, that's right. I approve this plan. So. Here's our actual matches for today. Now, of course, we don't have the whole team match encapsulated in one what do you call it, cast. Now, it would be like a best of 21 all up. Is that correct?
I think that math is it's 19, right?
Oh,
it's
right.
4.
I'm off
19.
by a bit.
See, this is why we don't do math on stream, man. This is why we don't do it.
I was trying to tell a friend of mine the other day. He's literally asked me to do I don't know, 1.5 times 3, and I'm like, have you seen me on stream? I'm not going to try that. But yes, these are going to be our matches, and you know, I don't see any reason to wait any longer. Let's just jump into that first game of the first match, 440 versus Jiffy Mix. Alright, starting in the top right here. In the blue, we have Jiffy Mix. And in the bottom right, in the pink, we have 440. Of course, 440 for GOSU here, and Jiffy Mix for 4-pool Lifeguards. So starting things off with a ZVZ here on Butter. Man, I'm actually so excited to finally be casting regular season. I don't know if the people noticed. They probably are like, oh man, where'd that annoying voice go? I wasn't there last week. And I'm so sad about that.
Hey, that's completely understandable. Now, because I saw it immediately in the freaking chat, man. How many weeks do we give the I can't believe it's not butter joke before we have to? We can officially just kill it. Can we kill it? Is it done? Are we done yet?
Okay. Before this stream, I was thinking about it. I'm like, am I gonna say I can't believe it is butter? I was like seriously considering it. Now that chat's done it, I mean, I get a pass, right? I was actually thinking about it.
You always get a pass. You missed it last week. I actually think I completely accidentally rhymed 3 times in one sentence. I couldn't stop myself. I couldn't audible add this. It was a train wreck. It was so bad.
Okay, but where else can we go with this map name? Do you have Butterfingers if you miss micro?
Well, no, you get anything that was butter could be better. You fucking butter believe it or something. I don't know. Definitely possible. Now, because we are not talking about the game at all, and it is a 2-player map, short distance. Neither player went 9-pool. I'm a little surprised.
Look, in ZVZ, it's not that simple though. It's just because you know where your opponent is doesn't mean that rushing's necessarily going to be good. Because I don't think the distance is as close as say close positions on Polypoid. I mean, I'm not 100% sure about that, but I'm pretty sure.
But it's closer than Eclipse, for example, right?
Is it? Is that so? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that's interesting. Well, let's just look at the strategies we see. I believe that was an overpool versus a 12-pool, I'm pretty sure. People in chat tell me I'm wrong, for sure. That's what they do best. You know, the real reason they knew I wasn't there last week is because you wouldn't have been like cringing out of your mind. But
well, I mean, the last guys I did was all PVZ, man. We could have really talked up not having to deal with Terran.
This is why we're talking about anything but the game right now, because it's a Protoss and a Terran and a ZVZ cast. So, I was about to say, by the way, look, I'm retroactively claiming I know things. I was going to say 440 is going to get the early hatchery here, and look, it happened, guys. Trust me, I was thinking it. This is, like, top-tier casting right here.
I mean, that seems pretty reasonable, but getting that early hatchery, you do have to be very careful, because you already see how far that layer is along for Jiffy Mix, and you know how fast, like, 2-player map, the air distance especially is not going to be that bad, and like mutas, if you fall behind and you have to get an Evo chamber where you guys start committing the spores, that match can get out of control so quickly.
Absolutely. Now, these Lings coming up here, but there's only 2 of them, and I'm interested by 440 keeping his Lings back in the main. Okay, they're going to come out now. I don't know what he was expecting there for his opponent to come in and go for his drones early, but obviously this hatchery is 100% safe, and that's the thing. Jiffy Mix without a second hatchery of his own. Now, it is going to be oh my god, he didn't even stop those from getting in. I really thought he would have just blocked that. I'm quite shocked, actually. Speed's going to be finished a pretty similar time, but you can always get a single drone, and like that is worth like so many more Lings than 2, to be honest. Oh, is he going to get it? No, he's just distracting for now, so no real action happening. And the Spire
distract is good enough. If these Lings are in 440's base, this could be your vulnerability where it's like, speed lanes, he has more. He could force you to spend your 1 hatchery worth of larva on Lings for defense. So anytime you're buying right now is super critical for Jiffy Mix.
Well, yeah, that's true, but he is coming across now. Now, there's a nice little concave here. Sunken just starting now. Is that actually going to be done in time? Oh, no, this is a mistake sending these 2 out. I mean, I guess if they counterattack and kill all the drones, it'd be worth it. Oh my god, did he see that? Did he not see those Lings? But, I mean, does Jiffy Mix have time? The Sunken is not going to be ready in time here. Well, okay, he's going for it. I feel like these Lings should be able to get massive damage done before this is finished. Ooh, let's see. Okay, finishing off the Lings of Jiffy Mix real quick here, going for the drones. The drone's stacking nicely. The Sunken is almost done. As soon as it becomes a lot harder, but there's so many Lings left over. Even with the Sunken, he's going to kill several drones here. This might be a crippling blow. Well, let's see. Okay, not bad drone micro, but some damage was done.
Well, some damage was done, but Spire's about to finish, and 440 in the mix of everything never started their own Spire. They're really committing to the Lings off their 2 hatchery, right? So they're gonna have to keep putting the pressure on because, like, you can't stop these mutas. So you need to make sure they're not doing like good damage back home. But you look at this; it's 9 drones, 9 drones. Working on the Evo chamber now, like that could have been so much worse, I think. But really, I am a little bit concerned. 2 Sunkens are available. There's so many Lings on the way for 440. But if they all die and you lose your like pressure on the map, I think Jiffy just should do whatever they want for a significant period.
What happened to those 2 counterattacking Lings earlier anyway? Did they get to 440's base? But yeah, look, he's not going to do anything here with these 2 Sunkens as long as Jiffy Mix microing this. Well, I don't know, that is a lot of Lings actually. Well, I don't know about going for the Sunken there. I feel like that's exactly what Jiffy Mix wants you to do. Like, it doesn't really matter. Then again, he's going for the drones now. And there you go, that's the damage you need. It's 2 drones there. Oh, a 3rd goes down. Oh my god. Okay, just 3. But still, that's well worth it.
Yeah, but, I mean, we see it now at this point. Working on spores, but there's mutas on the map now at this point.
Those two links just did huge damage. I missed it. I was as distracted as Jiffy Mix is. In 440's main, I think he lost like 2 drones there.
Yeah, he's also losing drones because look at all the spore colonies, the creep colonies he has to make. He has 2 in each base. So, we'll see what ends up happening, though. Like, this is not going to be enough mutas, but you're going to kill some overlords. You got that freedom to do whatever you want now. So, Jiffy, hopefully, and you see both players actually just starting to really trying to drone up and get out of this. But still, a pretty big lead for Jiffy that they have their tech up, that they do have this air control. They can start picking off overlords. And, like, I would want to see, like, start transitioning maybe into, like, a +1, like, armor or weapons or something if you're trying to be aggressive. Or really try to be super greedy as best you can.
Well, is that gas covered, by the way, in the main? I don't actually know. I'm sure the one at the natural isn't, but obviously he's not mining that yet. And I guess 440 not mining any gas at the moment, so not really caring too much about that. Light Swarm in the chat, don't roast me, because I can't cast my own games, okay? So I couldn't do Tier 2 Emus Tier 0, so it's not by choice. Well, I suppose it is a choice, but I'm choosing not to cast my own games more than I'm choosing to avoid any Hydra ZBZs. Anyway, Ling's coming in here. This is kind of the trouble with the position like this for 440. You have a lot of spores, but you have literally no Sunkens. And, like, most of 440's links have to be in one location or the other, and the Mutas just camp the in-between. Look at this, can do the damage. Beautiful move here. And only one Ling left, so we're killing the drones already. That Ling not even fighting, he just stood there and accepted his fate. I don't know if you saw that. He was just like, oh, this is happening. And yeah, this is already like way too much damage, honestly. I don't think 440 is going to be able to really recover.
Well, I mean, Jiffy is at least trying to get another hatchery, and like you're not gonna be able to get things out of your main at this point. So like you do have to figure out what your plan is gonna be. A lot of lanes hatch from the natural, though. The Mutas don't catch it. Overlords will see it, but they're so fast. They're gonna be able to have a good opportunity to do some counterattack. At least definitely stop this hatchery at the natural.
Well, that one Muta that popped out, I don't know if one Muta can stop 6 Lings from killing a hatchery. I feel like it probably can, but unfortunately he flew away, and he's not going for the hatchery, he's going for the main, but that's where the sunken is, so, I mean, even if he kills like 2 drones, okay, he does turn around and go for the hatchery, but the damage is going down again in 440's natural. No, that Ling does get cleaned up, and yeah, that could be decisive, actually, cancelling that. Jiffy Mix thinks about turning around and then changes his mind, and now Jiffy Mix is kind of in trouble, because this counterattack's going to keep coming. And like he does have the one sunken, but it doesn't take that many Lings for you to have to keep a Mutalisk or 3 at home, and then it really gets a bit harder.
I mean, realistically though, just look at the situation. Because that hatchery was so late, because it got canceled, there's only 3 larvae, and we see Jiffy's actually kind of banking up money. Lings are going to come in through here. There's the one sunken off to the backs, trying to get another creep colony in time, but I don't know. This is going to be pretty dangerous, and the Mutas aren't back at home to help defend here. Lings are going to try to go in. Good drone drill, trying to disrupt the best they can. Where are they making a decision for? It looks like they are going to go for a sunken. Some Mutas do manage to come back here.
Yeah, he will clean this up. But once again, the drone count really getting reduced there. Oh my god, the last minute he killed number 2. So that was actually pretty brutal. And I mean, now with both his hatcheries up, and like, at least he has 9 drones. It's not the best, but it's better than nothing. Spire on the way. I think as long as 440 can survive the next couple of minutes, which I don't really see how he's going to die, he should be able to pull ahead here. The other thing I would say is if Jiffy Mix makes more Lings, which it looks like he might make a few, he's going to need some Lings of his own to defend. Look at this single Ling coming out here. Nothing sadder than one Ling, because they're even born in pairs. Like, why don't they have a friend?
I mean, I am just very concerned that Jiffy is trying to get this hatchery as a natural. I mean, sure, you need to, but you saw how much damage he took. You can see that drone count really getting a little bit out of control here. And these Mutas, like, they're strong, but still, spores are very robust to be able to defend this. And I don't know if you're actually going to be able to get damage done here. Like, I don't know the math on, like, how many Mutas to kill 2 spores when it's, like, they're covered.
Did you see that interaction when the Ling flew out and Jiffy Mix like, yeah, I'm going to micro my Mutas, and then he, like, missed and the Ling just ran back? Right. Okay, look at this. He's coming in here trying to hit this spore, and you know he definitely has enough to take it out. But the Mutas and Scourges are hatching for 440. Is this a mistake? I mean, he does have a few Mutalisks still, so he can deal with this gas. And honestly, 440 hatched a huge number of drones, but the Lings in the main are going after that spore. That's a big deal. Mutas at the natural have stopped attacking. Oh, okay, here we go. That spore's very damaged. That's the thing. The Lings don't even have to kill it. If they damage it enough, the Mutalisks can just go in and pick it off. Ooh, nice micro there.
Yeah, with the Spire Thunder, you have to be so careful about extending. It's like, I'm going to kill this building. It's like, well, you're right by larva, and it's like, discouraging some decent hits, but yeah, Jiffy doing a great job with these Lings. Just finding whatever opportunities they can to do a little bit of damage here and there. They'll eventually add it up, but still, it's like, the drone lead for 440 was pretty good here. They can afford to keep investing in his defense. You see, that's
they can just stabilize. But here comes more Lings, and honestly, this is the thing about ZVZ. This is why you see ZVZ collapse so quickly, is because honestly, 2 Lings just do so much damage, and they're so cheap. So this is going to keep happening. Jiffy Mix really hitting this natural. I'm wondering if Jiffy Mix can bust the natural with the Mutalisk now. There will be losses, but you know, there's always going to be some losses. Look at that free Mutalisk. Oh, very nice pick off there. That's actually huge. 2 more Lings coming in. That spore is already so low. Where are they going to go? Oh, they're going to fight the Lings underneath Mutalisks. Looks like Jiffy Mix returning home. Some drones got rallied. Honestly, giving up the pressure just at the wrong moment, in my opinion. I think he was just about to break him there. All he had to do was kill that spore, and I think this game would have been over. But instead, he made drones, and this game will continue. 440 barely holds. But he does have a huge drone lead.
Yeah, I think like what we're looking at is just going to be like down the road, right? Like Jiffy Mix will start to bank up money for a significant amount of time. They did start their air armor, so I think if they don't overextend, they don't lose their Mutas. Let anything injured heal back up, get that big swell, and then when you hit that +1 armor, big time to go in and try to like win the air war and really put 440 behind. But like you're saying, yeah, the drone lead is pretty significant here. He's going to try to move forward again with just like 2 lings. Seeing that the Muta account is really starting to grow for 440, got to be concerned seeing all that kind of stuff. But lings still going through. They can kill a drone. That'd be nice.
Oh no! The traitor Mutalisks. I can't believe that. Someone clip that. Unfortunate. 2 drones for 2 lings. Because, you know, those mutas wouldn't have been there and screwing up if that didn't happen. Now, the thing you got to remember here about what you're saying just now is Jiffy doesn't have any spores. So, in the long term, that might be a big issue here. If there's a fight, say, and, you know, 440 pulls slightly ahead, he will instantly win the game. Whereas if there's a fight and, like, say, you know, they only have, like, 2 Mutalisks left for Jiffy, he won't be able to do anything. So, we'll see what happens here. Now, that's a lot of Mutalisks out already, I have to say. How many? That's 9 Mutalisks. So, it's only 7 for 440. 440 with a couple of Scourge here, but theoretically, that's not really going to make the difference in a high-level, like, CBC fight like this.
I mean, a good hit from Scourge could easily make a difference. Mutas are going to find an opportunity to maybe kill off an Overlord. Going to start the fight. There are, like you're saying, Scourge with them. Ooh. Jiffy has not finished up plus an armor. Managed to get some decent shots with the moving, though.
Okay, he does get away. Just barely. Look at that. The Scourge coming in, impacting. Damn, that was like some action movie montage where, you know, they're running in one direction, then something slams into them from the other direction. But he doesn't lose. They just get very injured as they do with one Scourge, and they're going to retreat and try and heal. But the Lings in the natural. Oh my gosh, they've killed 2 drones here that I saw. Gets a 3rd. That's actually pretty huge. So that fight really going in 440's favor, despite the fact he had to retreat. Doing that Scourge damage kind of makes up for the moving shots he took, and to get drones out of the bargain. Now, is that going to be a sunken at the natural? I'm wondering. It must be, because there's no Evo coming up. Jiffy Mix's Air Force still looking superior here. How many? Still only 9 Mutalisks. How many have we got here? Oh, looks like 440 up to 11 now. But there's a whole bunch of Scourge out for Jiffy Mix here. So many minerals being backed up, though. I gotta question that. And is EVZ, when you're hitting 500 minerals, you gotta question your macro a bit, I have to say. Look at that 3rd base going down, which is one way to try and pull ahead in this scenario. Not sure if I really prefer that, but it's an option.
I just feel like we're seeing like this kind of, and you know, it is a weird matchup. You know, you gotta constantly reevaluate what's going on, but I feel like there's, like, Jiffy could have got their upgrades way faster because they missed their timing to really abuse. And you see now they're working towards +2 air armor instead. It's like this 3rd hatchery, like maybe that could have been a little like earlier if you built some of this defense. Like the legs wouldn't have done the counterattack damage, or like even just like, I'm in a good spot, I should drone hard. It feels like Jiffy's just a little bit behind their opponent in all these decisions. Still in a great spot, but you can see that supply lead is really kind of getting there. It's going to be on these Scourge. How well do they connect through before he's going to go through? Scourge makes some big connections, and that might be what Jiffy needs to kind of win his effort.
No, I didn't think it's enough. I think by far 440 still has the Mutalist count. Well, I mean, okay, this is the point where casting breaks down. Just like, well, there's Mutalisks, and I think 440 has the numbers. Yeah, 440's going to crush that.
Yeah.
And that's it in the game, GG. Well, that's CBZ, folks. That's CBZ.
I mean, that's as good as you're going to get with the Scourge. It's just, it was, even with all these spores we saw from 440, all the defense, all the investment, just still managed to get a better situation. And honestly, a big part of that is probably going back to canceling that first hatchery. With just that larva got choked out so hard for a tremendous amount of time.
Absolutely. But honestly, with the amount of minerals he had, I mean, it's hard to really see this in that kind of game, but I wonder if you would have been better off making spores on 2 base instead of trying for a 3rd. Because, you know, you're kind of stuck in this mode where you were putting on the pressure earlier, and you're like, oh, I got to take an advantage here. So it would be very hard to like make that call, I feel like, in the game. But I don't know, I think that would have been the better option.
I mean, we'll see, though. A different map now, though. Much more standard for a player who could open up some avenues, so we'll see if these players adapt.
Alright, in the bottom left here, we have Jiffy Mix in the purple, and the top left in the peach. We have 440, currently up 1 game in this best of 3, because of course we're in regular season now. I don't need to tell people, they were here last week, even if I wasn't. They know.
Well, let me speak in the regular season. How are you doing so far?
Oh, don't
Wait, you don't have to go.
Don't even ask me. I'm not even going to answer that. How about you? Have you played any matches? Oh, you're not even on a team, are you?
I'm on a team as like moral support. I'm not playing. I'm not playing this season. I'm just watching StarCraft. See, I get all the fun of StarCraft with none of the stress of StarCraft. It's pretty nice. A pretty good strategy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's working out better than what I'm trying to do, apparently. But I'm not playing this week, so it'll be a good week.
Now, we do have the scouting advantage for 440. You managed to luck into the correct direction, and both players starting to build up some money. So on the 4-player map where things are getting thrown out, I think we might be seeing some 9-pool action from both sides.
Yeah, well, it's intriguing they do it on Polypoid, isn't it? Because you were just talking about it's a 2-player map. I'm sure the Zergs in chat, like Someone Magna are in there, will tell us why we're very dumb. But I would have thought if you want to go 12 hatch, 4-player is the best kind of map because you have less chance of being close to your opponent, right? And even if they do go 9-pool, they might not find you immediately, just buying you that little bit of time that you need. But I don't really know.
I mean, like you also just say if you're doing something moderately aggressive like what we're seeing here, and we do see that 440 is going to get that scouting advantage where you can react to where your opponent, they're playing a little more in the dark. Maybe you don't want to risk putting yourself in a bad spot. It's just no, I can use this advantage. And if it doesn't even work out that way, it's still 9-pool, man. You can go get that early lair, get your mutas. You have a good game plan. It's not like you got 9-pool in TVZ. Right, where it's oh, I gotta do damage or I'm in trouble. You're good.
Well, I'm sure people are aware in TVZ there's this kind of soft counter triangle, I guess, but it's not the end of the world, I feel like, if it's 12-pool versus 9-pool. Yeah, it's not good, but it's not well, I open 9-pool and now I leave the game or something, like you say. Okay, these links coming out. By the way, there's people in chat. It's not like there's some conspiracy here where I know the outcome of all these games or anything. I have no idea if there'll be Hydras, alright? Just be patient. And look at this Overlord season's coming out from Jiffy Mix. 440 still heading in an odd direction. Not really reacting to what he's seeing here. Or is he trying to backstab? I'm not really sure what's going on here. I guess he is trying to go around him, but I'm not sure if that even makes sense.
Well, if your opponent didn't scout you, they're kind of guessing at this moment. So if they saw your legs moving, you would confirm. So maybe, just trying to play a little bit in the dark here. But Jiffy did make the right decision, and because they did catch him on the way, you see Jiffy was about to get there, turns around, buys a little bit of extra time, exactly what you're looking for here. And we're going to see both sides look like they're going to put pressure on. There's a little bit of concave for 440 up at the ramp, but 440 in the base doing damage.
Yeah, it looks like 440 is going to take a huge advantage here, actually. Both engagements on both sides of the map really going his way, and he can consolidate his links here. Now look at that. Speed finishes both players pretty much on time. But look at the supply. It's already 3 supply difference just because 440's been killing these lings just like that. Look at that. Layers on the way for both players as well. Okay, so he's going to leave a small force, it looks like. Well, actually, he's going to send all of his army back. Damn, I really wish he just continued on to Jiffy Mix's base just then. He probably would have ended the game, not going to lie to you. Because those 3 lings made him turn 6 lings around when there's really only 6 lings here, or 7 lings here for Jiffy Mix in his main. Now look at this. These lings running around in 440's base. But at the same time, the attack's going to go down. Jiffy Mix's base, action on both sides of the map. The engagement not really going 440's way in his own base, but can he do the damage in Jiffy Mix's base? Drone's starting to fight. Nice drone micro, really helping out in this fight, but there's so many lings left over. They're going to decimate this drone line, but at the same time, 1 ling from Jiffy Mix doing its best, gets taken out. Oh, it looks like there's hardly any drones left for Jiffy Mix here. Looks like this is going to be a 2-0.
Yeah, it's just so much damage here. Yeah, that is not what you want to see.
Wait. 440 has no Spire. But wait, he has no money. He can't build a Meteorless.
Yeah, he doesn't have money.
Okay, GG. Alright. Well, you know what that means. That means it is 1-0 for GOSU.
Yeah, no, that's well executed. I think making a little bit more lanes, finding better opportunities to attack. It's so weird. You watch ZVZ and we could just be like, oh, we should have done this, but when you're playing and you don't see both sides, it's if 2 lings out of position could lose you a match. There's so much pressure to not. It easily just second guess yourself. Am I doing the right thing? I don't know. And then 2 minutes later, the game's over. I guess I didn't. Shit.
Well, absolutely. 440 started to pull into the lead there in the first simultaneous engagement. One at his ramp, one at Jiffy Mix's sort of base. Is when he really just took the lead. And yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do after that terrible initial ling engagement as Jiffy Mix. If you just throw down the sunken immediately, is there any difference? I don't know. But a big shout
I was actually hoping it would get into.
Sorry.
I was hoping it would get into because they were both kind of posturing with their legs, but not really engaging the big fight.
Yeah.
And 440 was at 17 of 17, starting to bank up money, but didn't have an overlord production.
That's why I had to engage. Yeah, that's right. It makes sense. Well, I'd like to give a big shout out to the web app people for designing it so that the replays have anti-spoiler replays. So we had a game 3 in my folder that didn't actually do anything, by the way. All courtesy of the web app. Pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean, just be able to download a zip file of replays is pretty nice. That's not having to. I did have to go through. I was like, is there errors? Do I have them all? Like, I'm paranoid that it's not gonna work because that's just that's you deal with that at work. You think it's gonna happen everywhere, but they've been doing a great job. It's mostly Y2Kid and Data. They've been doing a killer job for the season, trying to automate some stuff for us.
Absolutely. All right, we're gonna jump into our next match here. We have in the top right. In the brown, it's Advil coming for GOSU. And the bottom right, in the green, it's Meditations, aka Zen. Very, very, what would you say, syncretic name there. Here for 4-pool Lifeguards. So, because they're 4-pool Lifeguards, does that mean they don't do 4-pools to like guarding you from the 4-pool? Because we didn't see any in that ZVZ just now. Not that it's that good in ZVZ, but it is a thing. It is a thing.
You can't lifeguard something that doesn't exist. Someone has to be doing the 4-pool.
Right, they have to, right? I question why they made it 4-pool Lifeguards, though. They didn't have to do that. It could have just been spawning pool Lifeguards.
I mean, you're sending a message, right? Like, it's like, listen, it's like last season, the Cheese Police. That honestly, for most of the games we cast, they cheesed more than everybody.
It's a 10 out of 10 team name, though. 10 out of 10 team name.
Oh, it's a great team name.
When are we doing the stream where we do like the CPL team names tier list?
I don't know. I've already been pretty like vocal that I love Lettuce Attack. That is like fantastic.
Lettuce Attack is pretty good too. That's probably the best one this season, I have to say. Can't really fight back against that. So this probe coming up here pretty fast. Advil going for a wall here. Now it's not a forward gateway or anything, so I don't think he's going to try and mess with the wall. Oh, come on, go in there! Okay,
get in there. Steal that gas. Steal that gas.
Almost really cost Zen there by hesitating, but he does cancel the SCV, gets the gas down. And see, again, if he didn't hesitate, that would be a bit harder for Terran to pull off there.
Well, if he didn't hesitate, he didn't have 100 minerals. He waited till he was going to have the money to do it.
All right,
that was that state.
But he almost got walled out. Could have been tragic. Now, this is the problem with walling a lot of the time this matchup. You're like, well, I got to send an SCV all the way over here to deal with this, but looks like he's going to try and keep his SCV alive as he can. Oh, he's getting in there. Probes have that range. Okay, cancels presumably so he can scout with that one. Yeah, he's injured though. Which can be impactful. Because sometimes you want to run past a goon doing like a bit of damage. I mean, that probe is really thirsty for blood today. You see him dancing around.
And this SCV is off to the side. Like, are you just prepared? Are you worried about the cheese? That's what you're checking out for? I do respect that because, you like get this pro being so aggressive. I steal your gas and I proxy gateway. It's like we're feeling really good.
I have to say, when you're doing a wall, would you really bother? Oh my god, that pro almost jumped over there. Did you see that? It like started to jump, but it stopped. But I was going to say, with a wall, do you really care to scout it that fast? Wouldn't it be fine if you went to the Protoss base and like, oh, there's nothing here? Because you already have a wall. You're 100% safe against it.
Yeah, I guess you're not really caring about the cheese. I would want to like find out like how fast are they getting a Nexus behind it?
Exactly,
like, is there an opportunity punch?
Nexus first is what you want to know about. Although that said, it's not really that synergistic to do this pylon scout and try and get a gas steal. Not that he put the assimilator down, so it's not like Advil knows that. People do it and go for Nexus first in that case. Now, the one thing I will say is 3 on gas, and if you're going 2-fac, or if you're thinking about going 2-fac, you definitely want to know if there's a proxy. So, that makes sense. And look, he's got that 100 gas. Throw down that second factory. Come on, Advil. Do it. What? Oh, it's a fake bunker, right? Right? Nope, he's down to 2 on gas. Could be a fast drop. Bit confused by what Advil's up to right now.
I mean, this also could just be a little bit of the audible. Like, cause remember, the guy, like, he cancels the SCV, he got the gas. Maybe this wasn't immediately part of the plan. He's just kind of dealing with Kevin to get things a little bit out of order. No big deal, but still going to be setting up himself for a good position here. His money's banking up. It looks like it will be the expansion behind it.
Yeah.
The Endor guys Nexus started, but timing on that, like, you're okay with that with S-Turret, right? Like, you're not feeling too bad.
Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. I just question him mining all that gas then. If he wanted to do this, he could have just cut gas a lot earlier. So, yeah, he's not behind or anything. It's totally alright for Terran, but at the same time, it could have been better.
Yeah, the good losing 15 hull, that could have been better too. The range is not even close at this point,
I wasn't really looking, and I assumed it just took shit.
It kept getting tickled by the bunker.
Wait. So it didn't run in and check the CC? It just stood there and took it?
I don't know if it got far enough to actually catch the vision. It went out there and immediately unloaded, trying to be aggressive.
Man, is this freaking ASL? I swear only, like, Korean top-tier Terrans do this kind of, like, Marine Vulture, like, push your goon away. Damn. Like, not that it's that hard to execute, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, it's rare to see this in kind of CPL level. Like, people get ballsy just going Vulture first. But look at this. Vulture's going to get out here. Goon forced retreat. Now, what's Robo after only one gate? So he's going to observe us pretty fast here. Assuming he's not going straight for Reaver. Can't get in there. Oh, the mischance! Did you see that? That Vulture just does not care about goons. Oh my god.
I mean, honestly, it could be Reavers. Reavers make sense. Observer obviously always makes sense, but it's like, I think on this map, if you want to put pressure on it, you put a wall off with the front. I think Reavers isn't really a bad decision if you want to go for that. When it is not what we're seeing, though, it is going to be that Observer. Hopefully, we'll see when that third Nexus gets taken up, and I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where this game goes from here, because I feel like a lot of the games we've cast on Butter so far have been a little wacky, right? Like a little bit unusual because the map's weird, and so far this is looking very straight up.
Yes. Well, unfortunately that Vulture gets taken out before it really accomplishes anything at all. Zen really did a good job just controlling his goons calmly, controlling the space around here. Now more Vultures are coming out. One tank has been made, but a very Vulture-heavy opening here. And honestly, it's kind of playing into Zen's hands, just going with a normal Robo then 2-gate. Is I would say pretty good against this. It's not like he's doing anything where he's going to be super vulnerable to having mines around. Now, it's always good to try and get that map control just because goons are out. Doesn't mean it's not going to be strong, but I don't know. It just doesn't really feel that advantageous for Terran here. 2 factories do go up pretty fast. No armory, no academy just yet. Oh, well, there it is. There it is. Well, look at that. He's going to get the probe after all. I don't know why Zen moved those goons out when he had them in the perfect spot to kind of secure this location. I guess he thought only one Vulture would be made. Again, I guess I caster-cursed that. Caster-cursed? Caster-cursed.
Oh, look at this on the south side, the eBay with the turret, like right underneath it. The Observer's going to fly into that. Let's see if Zen's paying enough attention to not lose this Observer.
I mean, it's not like you're like looking at that Observer anyway. Like, you just get the notification it's being attacked. Well, it's definitely alive. I don't think the eBay made any difference, if I'm honest with you. I don't think he was like looking at his screen like, no, I'm sure there's no turrets under that, and just flew straight in there. I think he was just.
I mean, also that's a cute little thing. It's like, yeah, use this eBay. Like, it could be up further. It could be getting you more vision, but it's like, no. How about we just cover this building? That means Zen didn't actually get in far enough to really get an idea what's going on. Not see the factory count or any plans for upgrades. Nothing.
Well, I would say you're not really too scared about a push just now. Oh, mine. That's good damage. When you've seen like at least 3 Vultures being made, I think you're thinking, okay, he's not pushing right away at least. Could still be a 4-fac in a little bit, but for now he's good. I feel like I should point out as well, oh, 3rd CC over there? Hang on, oh, okay, this is getting kind of crazy. He wants to come down to this right side base, probably wall this off and just control this area, but I'm not so sure about this. I think this is actually not the safest base to take. I don't know if you saw my King of the Tier games, but actually I was doing this because I don't really know any better. But now I'm pretty sure you want to go to the left over to this 3rd, so this is kind of crazy right now. And look at
I get the theory though, because the 3rd right below has a ramp, right? It's not all these open ground paths. It's not open space all over the place for that 3rd base. It's less spread out, I think. So if you want to consolidate defense, if you're worried about drops or arbiters, maybe. So I get the logic for it, but I'll take your word if you don't think it's a good idea.
He just finds the CC right there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Look, these SCVs have to come out here, and honestly, man, if Zen is like all the way across the map, if his goons were just here, this CC wouldn't be able to land for like 5 minutes, I swear to God. And he's going for a pretty fast Arbiter here. Pretty standard build really out of Zen. But by the way, I wanted to point this out earlier, but other things happen. I feel like I should point out that EB there isn't just for trickery. You need high ground vision on these cliffs in case a river comes in. You don't want it to like fly right to the edge without getting shot. That's actually very important. Now look at this. These SCVs trying to get this wall up, but like Advil can't really move these tanks out here. It's kind of a mistake not moving the tanks, but it kind of isn't, because if you bring all your tanks over here and Precious attacks into your natural, you're in big trouble as well. So this is the problem with trying to take this position. Now he's going to come up here now. These goons going to barely get in. They need to step forward so they can deal with those tanks. Well, this could be a good trade for Protoss. Well, does he want to dive or doesn't he? I'm not sure, honestly. Oh, he's trapped now, though. Oh, nice move with these vultures.
Yeah, that was a little cute move. The Mines doing some big damage here. Zen tried to be aggressive. I think got the worst end of that, losing these goons and all that. And you can see now at this point here, like the money was even starting to get banked up, really focused on that fight. But Advil, that was a cute move with the vultures. Just be like, no, they do not survive. They do not get anything. It does give Protoss a chance to know where the army is. Free 4th base over on the left side. Not going to be able to contest that anytime soon. And as you see, like Zen, I think all you gotta do now at this point, though, is where do you go for a fourth base's Advil? I think you could control that left side a lot easier now, right?
Yeah, because you wall this off, for sure. But, I mean, yeah, having had that really good engage, definitely you can take the space now. Just, I still feel like it was kind of gambling, hoping for that to happen, because that was a disaster for Advil. For Zen, sorry. It was great for Advil. Now, Arbiter Tribunal is somewhere. Where on earth is it? Oh, it's at the third. That's kind of cute. But honestly, oh my god, these goons need to get out of there, man. Oh my god. Oh. Okay,
yeah, these some of these engagements that we're seeing from Protoss, and like very overly committed. Is that the generous way of saying it, or just not paying attention?
Look, some players are careless with the lives of their zealots. You know, just send them into lurker fields and stuff. But Zen is careless with the lives of his dragoons, if you can call that life. And it's been very unfortunate. Oh, he almost walled in those goons. Did you see that? He put the pylon down. He's like, wait a minute. No, get them out of here. All right. And now he's gonna wall it off. But yeah, this fourth base coming up. Look, Zen's economic situation is absolutely fine. Honestly, his worker count is great, whereas Advil's is slacking quite a bit. Honestly, 56 at almost 11 minutes is a bit low. Arbiters are coming out, so it's not like there aren't things going for Zen. But at the same time, he's lost so much army now. Whereas I don't think Advil's lost a single tank that I saw.
No, I think it's mostly just been vultures and mines, but that doesn't even count, right? That's not a loss.
For sure. Okay, well, these vultures coming out. One thing that's interesting about this map is later in the game, obviously, on any two-player map, Terran's get favored, but in the sort of middle parts of the game, there's not that many paths to run vultures around here, so Press will kind of lock it down, and this is what we're seeing here. Just by camping this high ground, he's going to catch these coming through, and look, I don't think these vultures really need anything done. I don't really see any good ways to attack. Actually, hang on, what the? This third is totally open, but unfortunately it goes the wrong way, where it's walled off down there as well. If he went straight into the third, he would have got a lot of damage here. Man, look at that wall. This is like you're playing versus AI right now, and you need to stop them getting through here. And now these vultures will get caught.
That is a little dangerous, though. Like, the vultures here, yeah, they can start poking a little bit, get some damage on some of these pros, but I don't like the Arbiter Tribunal being a part of the wall like that. I feel like that sounds like a vulnerability later that's going to be a problem.
Pushes across the map, they could potentially come to this third, even if they aren't really even winning the game, you know what I mean? And that would be a big deal if they kill that Arbiter Tribunal. It's not built that fast. But nonetheless, the vultures get cleaned up. I still can't believe how undefended the space is from this side. Like, if 6 vultures just run in here, they're going to do absolutely huge damage. Not mining that gas again, so you know what? Those vultures might have been worth it after all. If Protoss doesn't notice this for a long time, that's actually going to be pretty huge. Look at this. Now, Goon's coming up this side again. No observer that I see. Oh my gosh, you going to run into these mines? Oh! Once again, Goon's suffering from Zen's carelessness. And fourth base coming up for the Terran. Looks like he's content just to sit back. I don't mind it in this case, but you got to be a bit careful of recalls. You might think those turrets will defend you, but they actually won't. That's not going to help you at all. I don't see any.
Yeah, but it will. It is gonna give you a lot of warning. So recall will go for that base, right? It's not gonna go in the main for the production. So
you could do either. Honestly, either would be okay. It depends on the situation, really. Like right now, at this moment, I'd say recall in the main would not be very good. Well, actually, with this big army over on the left, potentially. Look, I think both are an option. It's just a question of getting into the main. Is the only thing. Although I'm looking at this, and if he flies to the very top of the map, well, hang on. Is Pro's gonna come in here just with a stasis? Does he even have energy? He does not have energy. He won't for a minute. Throwing away a lot of units early here, but then again, there's not many vultures here. The Zealots getting on top. A beautiful spread of tanks though, and the mines going down the goons. The Zealots might trade efficiently, but these goons most certainly will not. Anti-timing hitting pretty hard for the Protoss. They're attacking just before stasis. Look, he has 100 energy just now. Like, that was
but I mean, it also was an attack before 2-1 was going to finish, you see. So maybe like more banking on that's like, this is my opportunity to try to take a fight. And even though the fight didn't go well, that supply lead for Zen is actually growing, and it's an opportunity to take that 5th base on the left side. So I don't think he needed to do the big damage. He's going to keep building up energy. That Arbiter's still hanging around. That could be the recall later, and he's nearing max. So this could be an opportunity to get a big attack soon. Something we haven't really seen too much on this map though is, as this game gets really late, right, there is going to be a limit to how many production facilities you're going to be able to comfortably build on this map.
I mean, he's
you got to be very
careful.
careful.
As much as he can here. I feel like you could fit like 3 or 4 over at the third as well. Like what people used to do on, gosh, what was the map? Where they built them all out at their third. I'm trying to think what it was. circuit breakers where Protoss will build like 5 or 6 gates down at the middle only or something. Look, he's going to try to attack the same location. There's some mines there, but the vultures actually get hit though. Honestly, where are the vultures? There's hardly any. A few more coming back over from this side. Stasis is still available, not using it just yet though. But man, this is too many zealots. He's going to break through here easily. I'm not really sure why Terran doesn't really have much right now. I mean, yeah, he picked up a little bit in that last fight, but honestly, Terran's supply is just super low. And he's just smashing through here. Is the game just going to end just like that?
I mean, I don't know if this is enough to end the game, but definitely puts you in a good spot here.
Well,
and Zen's taking next step as well. I saw more Stargates being added. I saw that fleet beacon. I saw it.
For real? Oh my gosh. You know, I don't like it, but we'll talk about that in a minute because this fight's still ongoing. This Arbiter still hasn't done anything, by the way. It's just there. And, like, he didn't really take out anything at the third. He did not split off much units at all. He sent one Dragoon to die to SCVs. And so he's killed a lot of army, but that's all he's really done here. The CC is fine. These SCVs are in fine. Okay, he might clean these up. If he cleans these up, this is better damage. And that 5th base phase is not actually mining yet. Look, Terran's on the rocks when their army supply is small here, but... Oh my gosh, don't lose that Arbiter! Okay. But he has the potential to recover if Protoss doesn't strike another blow, which he might be able to, because, again, the army supply of Terran is very small. Stasis those SCVs. Is that really the best use of your Arbiter energy? I have to question that, because it's really honestly just protecting it. It's not like he needed them to mine it the naturalist now. You know what? That's a decent trade for those Zealots, honestly. Dragging into those Vultures is not bad for Protoss here, because he's so ahead of the supply. That 5th base is still idle, though. 3rd base is back mining gas.
Yeah, I am a little concerned, though, because... like, we are seeing a big opportunity. Zen is going to try to go into these carriers, and I think Advil, like, you're killing off a lot of the army. All you do is, like, scan, see what's going on, and this is going to be the perfect opportunity to be like, you know what, I should just make a bunch of Goliaths. Like, it's not like they're maxed, they have to figure out how to clear out their army, or they're trying to put for a plan. Like, you're putting so much pressure on, and I feel like if they notice, like, you're not building gateway units, and they find, like, the fleet beacon, they find these carriers, then, like, you're just telling them, I have all this time to kind of recuperate, because this will be a problem later. It's not a problem now.
Well, I mean, I have to kind of question though, if he just like went hard on the Gateway Arbiter, couldn't he have just ended the game just now? I mean, even now, he's got all these units sitting back in his natural, not doing anything, and Terran continuing to try to take this fourth is very dicey, because he's stretched very thin here. I feel like if Protoss support their full force, not this like one control group of units, he could break through. But, I mean, sadly, it looks like he's going to attack with one control group of units, with all this stuff in the natural. Okay, I guess he's just hanging out. Glad he didn't attack there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it is just you can't lose the units if you don't put them into play. So, you know, try to hold things back, you know, make sure there's no counterattacks maybe while you're waiting for these carriers to get online, kind of build up their interceptor count. I mean, you got 3 Stargates worth of reduction, so you can build carriers pretty fast. And it looks like it was just the 3. Now they're maxed out.
Mind drag, but then again, like, it's not a mind drag when like the entire Protoss army is getting blown up, I guess. So this minefield definitely doing its work, but I mean, Terran just doesn't have that much back here.
Ooh, that EMP though.
Yeah, these Arbiters haven't been doing anything useful, I have to say. But the Zealot's going to get in there and clean up these tanks over here, and like, yeah, you can say Terran has a lot of tanks to clean this up, but Protoss is kind of just moving around, killing stuff as he goes, so it's going to be a good engage for Protoss for sure. Because, you know, these tanks have to keep trying to catch up, and then there's the Arbiter cloak messing up. And look, this is actually going to be a couple more tanks dying for Terran because they're out of range of the other ones.
I mean, you're saying that though, like, the supply looks better now, but that supply dipped pretty low. I think overall, that's actually getting a pretty bad end of this trade. Like, he's really attacking counter-recklessly into these mines, and it's doing some damage, right?
As long as he's delaying this fourth from being mined, like, Terran really isn't going to have the economy to deal with carriers if he's just still on pre-base. Now, he's going to retake it here. But honestly, I still think it's totally worth it for Protoss, because look at the supplies and the banks. I don't think Terran can really keep up like these kind of engagements repeatedly unless he really secures his fourth. Like, he needs like one good hold, and I would not describe that as a good hold because he lost several tanks, several SCVs. Like, he's scrambling to maintain his position. Now, this is not enough stuff to actually attack again. He does not want to attack into here. Well, let's see. Yeah,
I mean, you said that plenty of times today, and he does it anyway. So.
Oh my. Yeah, I mean, okay, if this keeps happening, Protoss has lost a lot of units to mines unnecessarily, so maybe. Now, carriers, there's 3 out. Now, what's their upgrades at? Because Terran is going to be... Oh, God, I did them again.
They are 1-0, that's it.
That is an issue. See, again, I don't really like these carriers. I feel like if he was just going hard on gateway units, he probably would be able to, like, break through again, but... With these upgrades, I mean, Terran, I don't see a Goliath on, like, the entire map, so it might not matter just now, but once he does get Goliaths out... Okay, and look at that, one's being produced just now. once he gets a sizable number of Goliaths out, the upgrade's going to be so much in favor of Terran. Oh, these poor zealots. Little did they know. I was supposed to sell to me. Well, you know what? These vultures don't micro that well, so just get one somehow. 4 zealots for 1 vulture. You know what? Actually, Advil kind of throwing away a few vultures there as well. Although, is this third still totally undefended? Oh my god, please, Advil, please. Go. Punish him for not building a cannon here. This is crazy that he doesn't have a cannon at this point in the game. Well, that probe.
I mean, honestly, though, just think about the knowledge those vultures gained. They ran like to that base on the right side. It's like, oh, you're not expanding. Ran to your natural where the knowledge is going to be. You don't have that much army. What are you doing? Like, this should have telegraphed that something was up, even without having to see him.
No.
Carriers are finally to move, though.
Zen, do not. Zen, run away! Oh, no. This is going to be a big loss for Protoss. And he's even sending more. He needs to get out of there. Look at this Terran army. Well, I was saying Terran needed like one good fight. Maybe this is it. Well, I think Terran definitely ahead now. Only thing is these carriers, right? And I only see a couple of Goliaths. So look, Zen has to make something happen with these carriers. If he does not, then he is screwed. And it looks like he's going to go for the base. I don't really agree with that at all, because you have this huge army of 1 billion tanks. It's going to crush you. Even if you kill this CC, I don't think it really matters that much.
Especially since that base is relatively old. That's a low value base now because there's just not that many minerals left over. But all this ground army on the left side is dying, and you can see Zen, these carriers are going to start doing some pretty big damage, but that supply count between the two, especially more army for Advil, his upgrades look way better. Yeah. He's going to be able to just sweep through wherever he wants to, immediately just going for that base over on the left side. Probes getting pulled as fast as they can, but it's like these carriers are going to do big damage. It's just going to take a long time for it to happen.
Well, I feel like the army is what they should be dealing with, because, you know, Terran, there's not that many minerals left here. As soon as the carriers leave, Terran could just swoop back in and take it if he wanted, and, like, if you can make enough Goliaths to deal with these carriers, especially with 3-3, it's about to be finished. He's got +3 attack already, I should mention, just +3 armor coming. And look at that, the Protoss ground army is just getting absolutely clobbered here. Terran's spreading out, going to take out multiple bases. Now, he's going for the main. Now, of course, if he kills the main, he will win anyway. But can he really pull that off? Going for the armory here, is that the armory that's still researching? Oh, that's nice. Getting +3 armor is pretty good. The +3 attack is already done, and with no armor upgrade whatsoever on these carriers or interceptors, I mean, that's going to be pretty huge. But these Goliaths going into, like, the narrowest choke in the entire base, okay, they are kind of getting in there now. Are they targeting interceptors? I can't tell. Okay, they are targeting carriers. Zen not microing at all, but does it matter with this many carriers? Probably. Oh. Wow, I can't believe no carriers died there. That's kind of crazy. Meanwhile, finally, the third gets punished. 12 kills on that vulture. I didn't see how many of the other. This fourth not being picked on. Carriers continue to do their damage. Both players' economies kind of being ravaged here, but Terran still has a very healthy mining base here. As soon as these carriers start falling, Zen is in big trouble. It looks like 2 already died when I wasn't looking. Damn, the moment I look away from the carriers.
Yeah, like, they're trying to, like, kind of get their job done, but these Goliaths, like, they're not that expensive. You're going to be able to keep rallying this defense here. And Advil has done so much damage. That base on the left killed off the like, eliminated all the probes. Yeah. The worker count has fallen off a cliff here for Zen at this point. And with the main and natural mined out, like, these carriers, they're not going to be able to end the game here. And I think there's been enough damage from Advil that, like, I don't know, this game is going to keep going for a while, and I really don't mind Advil's position here, especially since
Terran's definitely winning. Terran's definitely winning here. This is why you don't really see carries going to the main really in high-level TVP, because Goliath's just popping out and really just kind of hit them and make them go away. And like he didn't deal with these tanks earlier, and now he's paid for it, like he's lost all the bases. Somehow Terran did not touch this 4th base. I feel like if he did, like, the game would already be over, but with it still up, there's still a ray of hope for Protoss, and these carriers are going to come clean all this up now. The Goliaths fighting the ground army while the carriers fight the tanks. Not what Terran wants here, so I think Protoss will be held out for a little longer at least. But then again, is there enough Goliaths to crush this? Well, not if it all fights together, that's for sure.
Oh no, Full Energy Arbiter is died. Full Energy Arbiter died to Goliath in one-on-one combat, but did see that Advil is trying to take another base at least. And Zen did get theirs over on that right side, so I feel like these armies are both willing out. And where do you go from here, right? Like, do you just go back to the ground? Like, I feel like the carriers didn't do their job. The trick is, like, over, and they're so far behind upgrades, you can't try to rebuild that up.
I mean, that's been the problem with these carriers the whole time, right? He only got +1 air, and he's not even getting any more. Like, I mean, you can keep the 4 carriers and just try and micro around on my pages. What is this Wraith even doing here? I mean, okay, D-Matrix doing its work. Half the Protoss army just, like, sailed past the Terran army and, like, missed it. Look, honestly, I can see why Zen uses carriers with how like discoordinated his Ground Army and Arbiters have been. Oh, did he not cancel that? Oh, that's pretty rough actually. That's a huge pick off for Protoss there. His carriers still have a menace running around here, but as soon as they die, I feel like Zen is gone.
Yeah, I mean, Zen is just building all ground army again. Actually, not even building arbiters to go with it. Like literally just big gateway man, which I don't like that against like this 3/3 Terran late game army. Like you're trying to figure out where to go here, and oh, the carriers are taking so much damage here. 2 more die.
Yeah, and he lost a lot of ground army there too. Yeah, I can't believe he's still standing here trying to fight. He needs to run away. Okay. Oh, one more shot. There you go. Carrier goes down. Only one left. And now what does Zen actually have? There's like some Zealot Dragoon down here. And Terran's army is not big, but Terran still has an income. He can rebuild a little more. That CC dying was pretty huge though. Terran's mining is suddenly not looking so good. He needs to keep this army together. Oh, that last carrier just sitting there. Granted, one carrier probably wasn't worth that much at this point with the upgrades it had, but still, no reason for it to just sit there and do like that. Look at these probes migrating, and there's still a vessel hanging out in that base, just wishing it could radiate probes, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Admiral's even at the point where they're long-range mining that base over on the right side while trying to keep their army on the map, just trying to put some kind of pressure on.
What's with this pure Goliath army? Now, ironically, I mean, Protoss doesn't really want to attack up high ground here. I think they would actually lose to the Goliaths, but I don't know if Terran should be pushing here. He needs some, like, actual anti-ground units. I mean, I guess Goliath can shoot ground, but you know what I'm saying. Man, coming down the ramp here, kind of some inopportune moment. Nice key matrix, though. I don't think it's enough for Terran. I think Protoss cleans this up, if barely.
Yeah, if barely kind of being the part of it here. If they're using maybe the high ground and you see units are coming from the other side, it's still it's not going to be enough.
Oh man, yeah, those 4 Goliaths and 2 Vultures definitely would have made a big difference there. But yeah, if he just stayed up this high ground, maybe siege the base from there, I think it would have been a very different story. But now Terran, like, really needs to hold this new base. If he doesn't, maybe Protoss can still win here? Wow. Unfortunately, there were 2 mines next to that. There was 1 mine that tank might have got one more shot. But yeah, look at this. This CC is probably going to die. And what does Terran do now, actually? Terran really did not keep up their economy while they were, like, kind of winning the fight. Unfortunately. And all these SCVs being sacrificed as well. 4 Goliaths coming up. I mean, okay, what's Protoss' economy? He has 1 base. Terran has 1 base, but Terran's base is considerably closer to mining out. Free tank, free vessel. Man, these fronts are kind of picking up units wherever it goes. Terran trying to bust in here, but little as you know, there's not even any minerals left.
I mean, we'd see finally there's not this giant defense here, but it's like the PTSD of all these attacks in the top left from before from Zen. That would make me at least a little bit worried, but he's got observers, mines aren't going to do his job, there's no tanks really around, and for as long as the supply was even for a very significant amount of time, it does look finally that Zen's going to start accumulating that lead a little bit, and they took a base over at the 3. They got a couple of my expansions. Vultures are trying to get on the map, trying to do something. Oh, look at all these probes right to the Vultures.
Well, it's only 2 Vultures, so some might get through. The tank doing its part as well. Oh, God. I can't believe it's like one-shotting all of those. It hit every injured probe. Uh-oh. Bring that up, though. And look at this. Now he knows. Now he knows. And this is a very difficult base for Protoss to hold. Oh my God. Okay, I really thought they would do more damage. It left every probe on like 1 hit point, and that's perfectly fine for that Vulture. He's happy to soak up all those kills. So yeah, no mining are meaningfully going to happen at this 3 o'clock here. It's really just a distraction at this point for Terran. And Terran trying to be sneaky, I guess, landing at the 9. See if he can actually get any SCVs over there. Tiger SCVs dying somewhere around actually.
You're hearing shots over at the 3 o'clock, but I don't think it's for SCVs, right?
No, right? There shouldn't be any SCVs over there. Maybe one got rallied, I don't know. How many SCVs Terran have left? 46. Where are they? Are they all at that 4th? But look at this long distance mining here as well.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of them have been. But this move to take this 9 o'clock, I guess like you have to, right? But like there's 2 Zealots guarding the base he was trying to take before. And they know they didn't kill the CC. It's not like, oh, I guess it just disappeared. Where did it go? It had to have flown one direction. Man. But it's still, it's like, this is going to let Admiral set up on this high ground area, right? That's going to be pretty annoying for Zen to attack.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Zen can take this part of the map, but he doesn't need to, because his bases aren't here. Where is his army going right now? Don't get trapped in there. Zen can just ignore this side of the map, though, because he's already been mined out in that base. Yeah, he wants to kill that Terran base, I guess, but he doesn't have to, per se. Wait, what are units dying now for Terran, actually? Getting a bit overextended, but you can't stay on this position. But I think Zen needs to give up trying to deal with this Terran army over here and go somewhere else. Like, this position is not important. That base is completely unimportant. So is this one down here. I guess losing the Arbiter Tribunal would suck, but that's not that expensive.
Well, I mean, you know what would be great? Since you mentioned that tribunal, you know, you got that for the energy upgrade for those arbiters. This army so forward for Advil. Recalls would be so good here, right?
Yeah,
like
sure.
out of position a little bit.
This, like, you know, what would you call it, like 2 o'clock base to block arbiters as well. Yeah, you drop a recall in the main, the game probably ends, right? Now look at this, Advil kind of inching back here, comes back forward. A little force over defending the 3. Honestly, this is quite good for Protoss when you have little spread out groups and little engagements all over the map. That's good for Protoss. Although this engage is still not really going well for him. DT going forward, plenty of mines there to deal with it. Man, how many kills those twins each have? Oh my god! Oh, that's a huge mine drag. Now looks like he wants to take this fight, and I think he probably can actually. Might not be clean, but I think he'll definitely clean this up.
That was disgusting. Those
mines are bad for everyone. Like you said, mines have no friends, but today they were the friends of that DT. It was an honorable death.
I mean, as these supplies keep going down, I think these trades are Zen is friends with mines right now, like a temporary alliance. Like, doing so much big damage here in that base over the 9. Like that, you cannot keep mining that. Gonna lose SCVs. Has to lift that again. And now Advil, like, where are they mining from? You get the top left that's on fumes. That Londis is mining. The Vultures keep trying to poke over to 3 o'clock, trying to do what they can here, but I don't know, like, it feels like Zen is slowly finally getting himself in a good position, especially now it's just not just Advil in a good defensive position that Zen kept taking bad fights into, like we saw for the bulk of the game up to this point.
Well, this is like the last ditch effort from Terran here right now, but oh my god, almost took it as tanks. Like, if he doesn't take out these 3, I don't know what else he's going to do here. And what army does he have? I'm looking for a Terran army. All I can find is like 4 vultures and, well, a very sad tank. And obviously these 2 tanks over here. And look at this, more Zealot Goon just going to come up here. At the end of the day, that's all you need to get the job done. Put that guy clear these tanks. Supply down to 80 for Advil. Apparently he has 40 supply that's not SCVs, but I'm really like, where? Where? Is that bunker still full? Oh, the bunker is still full. Absolute heroes. Absolute heroes over in the bunker there. But yeah, look, he maintains his 3 o'clock. He's shut down Terran's mining. Terran is long distance mining with a handful of SCVs. Like, what's he gonna do?
Yeah, and the top left is just mined out actually. So that Londis mine is actually the only income available. And Zen doesn't need to overextend anymore. As far as it has been, the focus is so clearly over on this 3 o'clock base. The pros do have to evacuate a good idea just to save the workers here, but there's just not enough force here for Advil to actually force this fight to happen, especially since Zen could just throw everything over there. Although I am seeing Pro over on that left side, maybe taking another base completely.
He's just taking every base. GG. Well, a nice, intense game there, but, you know, I mean, you gotta question that carrier switch. I don't think it did him any favors. I really feel like
it made a lot of Goliaths for later, right? He made Goliaths for later, so the
carriers. Are you really telling me that the value of carriers killed was less than the value of Goliaths?
I'm not telling you that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, go by the story of the game, right?
You're not telling me, you're just giving me the facts so I can make up my own mind, is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Zen was all ground army, kept focusing those fights. They didn't go great. He went carriers, Goliaths were in the mix, then he started winning ground fights.
I think they were going great until he started producing carriers, and they started going wrong. Alright. In the top right here on Polypoid, we have Advil, and the bottom left. In the green, we have Meditations, aka Zen, currently up 1 game in this best of 3. Here we are in game 2. I don't know if I mentioned, I probably did, but again, Advil for GOSU and Zen for Lifeguards over here. Look, I feel like if he actually used Stasis, that's part A, and just like kept the pressure on in that top left, I'm sure Protoss would have broken through. I'm sure.
Yeah, we got a little downtime. Chat saying I am notably louder than you are.
Ah, really? Because, you know, I asked them at the start of the stream and they said, sounds good. So, that's on you, chat. Streaming 101. Like, make chat upset. That's how you do it.
Well, no, see, listen. It's, you know, it's the late night, that the nice cast, the smooth cast. You gotta have that low volume, the sultry voice. That's just how you close your night, right? It's like, oh, it's Tuesday. We're trying to feel good, watch some StarCraft, and you got, you know, the smooth Neblime, and then I'm just being an idiot over you.
I see. So does that mean every time I rhyme, it's like that's what chat wants to hear?
I mean, you probably have rhyme enjoyers in the chat, and then the other half just likes watching me know that, like, I'm taking like minutes off my life every one I hear. It's just like, ugh.
Man, what's going on with this? I don't know if you're watching the stream set. You're probably actually observing the game. Can you guess where my screen is right now?
I guess you're looking at buildings.
Yes, but which one?
Probably that the barracks is not by the depot. It's my guess.
I mean, it could be. That's neither here nor there. It's just where the depot is in particular. Why? Could have been here. Could have been here. Why? Advil, why? You're in tier 0. Come on, man. You don't get any mercy. Like, what the hell? Now, he's going for a gasless here, it looks like. Which, okay, whatever. But why? Why don't you put it down here? What is Advil doing? He's not getting the... Is he getting the gas at 15? He better be. Okay, alright. That makes some sense, but I'm still, like, why not just make the barracks in your main, then? Ah, he's killing me. The game may still be going, but I've already lost.
Alright, so... I know, like, you really love to nitpick all this stuff, but I don't get why you're freaking out. It's like, there's depots, the gas, it's fine. It, like, the setup, it looks tidy. It's a little row of depots. It sparks joy, you know? It feels good to me.
Do you want to hear it? I assume you didn't want to know. That's why I wasn't really elaborating. Does chat want to hear it?
I mean, dude, we got, like, 6 minutes of an opener of PvP.
True, this is TVP.
Yes, right now, yeah. Like,
all right, A, why not put your first depot to boost? There's literally no reason. B, if you're not going to put your first depot near your barracks, you're going to die when zealots come in, if zealots come in. Like, there's no reason to put this barracks down here if you weren't going gasless. If you're getting the 15 gas or whatever, you don't need the SimCity on the low ground to take the CC anyway, if you're going to be taking the CC with that. So, if it was a proxy, you would have been really badly off, because his barracks would be way out in here, like, really close to wherever the gateways are, without any SimCity at all. I mean, look, you don't need to put the first depot there. That's fine. You put the first depot to mineral boost, by the way, not in the spot it was, and then put it in the natural. Like the second depot.
I like the answer that we got in the chat. Like, live dangerously.
What? Maybe live a bit safer. Like, oh my god. Look, I wasn't gonna do it, but Saetzero said I should say it. Okay, so there's your rant.
Okay, well, you were ranting. Let's sum up the game. I don't even have to like look at the base. Is there a Nexus coming? We're working on a Robo.
Nexus
like,
just started.
CC's on the way.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same opener we see so many times here because like it's what you're gonna have to do. And we're on Polyboy. It's a map everyone's played plenty of times, right? Like, no, you can go into your rant. We'll call you down.
Look, if you're in tier 0, you know you don't have an excuse. Okay, if this was tier 1, I'd just be like, oh, you know, his SimCity's not the best. But this is tier 0, man. Like, you trying to die to proxies? Like, seriously.
So is that if I had the immaculate SimCity, I would like gain 100 MMR? Like that's.
I mean, not like, even gonna lie. Probably that, like, it's a big deal. It makes a huge difference in games. It's no lie. And like, if we're talking about ladder specifically, like not dying to zealots is probably like the main requirement in TVP. So sort that out, and you probably gain a lot of MMR. But yeah, I mean, obviously I am nitpicking. You're not wrong that I'm nitpicking, but people in general, I think, really underestimate how important having accurate SimCity is.
Well, I can get behind you on that. It's just, I just like the tirade because it's not even disappointed dad anymore. It is like infuriated uncle that is just like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, like, where is your dad? Didn't he teach you better than this? Zen, I don't cast just to criticize players. I want to see the hype moments. I want to see the hype moments of players playing really well for their tier, and this SimCity is not it. Man, this cast, people are going to be talking about this cast all day, aren't they? Like, man, did you hear Neblime going off on Advil or something? I didn't want to make it about this, but, I mean, what else are we going to talk about, right?
So you didn't...
Oh look, it's 2-gate Robo. Oh look, he got an eBay. Like, what do you want me to say about this game? I've got to keep complaining.
It's observers, yeah.
Yeah.
Like until we get that third Nexus on the way, observers on the map, scouting the Terrans. Like, no, we know what's coming out of Protoss, unless you're doing something awesome, which then the tirade ends and we talk about the awesome thing. But
yeah, because absolutely nothing's happening in this game. Like, okay, oh look, that's interesting. He's going for Vulture Speed before any other upgrade. That's kind of hype. Is he going to get a starport here? I don't think so. Be an odd timing for it. Yes, he finally falls. That is interesting that he's going for that. Normally, you see our mines first pretty much always, unless you're going for some really aggressive harass, like say a drop. Looks like he's going to go across to a fact CC fact push even, in which case I'm really thinking, why speed? Is the idea that you like bait the goons out for a fight and the vultures just suddenly run in and kill the probes, I guess? Obviously the vultures can reinforce faster, but mines are just so good.
Yeah, I mean, mines are going to be really good here, but I think Advil, like, they're going to be pushing. And you can see that Zen's taking that base that you're expected to take here. They're already going to be in a great spot for it. So if the army's really geared up on that mineral base, trying to like just hold that high ground, yeah, speed vultures over the left side, you can easily just run in. I think it could make a lot of sense. We'll see if it actually does execute that way, though.
Only 3 Marines in this, though. That's kind of
look at those vultures off to the side. Like, I think that's exactly the plan. Just bait these goons way out of position. Speed has been done going in. Mines are halfway done as well.
Is Protoss going to win the fight over there, though? I mean, okay, how many probes are you going to kill that's going to be worth 4 tanks? I got to ask that. Like, I don't know, man. Look, Advil, I don't want to be too harsh here, but like, I'm not. I swear, Advil, I didn't start this cast like, yeah, I'm going to be mean to Advil today, but I have questions, okay?
I mean, he is going to be mean to Advil today. Now, this is like why we always like.
Okay, here we go. Now he might get something done. Well. Yeah, okay, that goon's like chilling behind the minerals, not helping with this situation at all. So this one vulture, he has a lot of work to do. Yes, Protoss is 6 probes down now. Okay, gets that goon, but 4 tanks is a lot. Okay, well here we go. Another mine goes off, and that's gonna get cleaned up. Okay, decent probe damage from that vulture, and they're still coming in. If Meditation doesn't like shut this situation down soon, he's gonna be in a lot of pain. Oh my god, that mine! Just shoot that goon, just shoot it! Oh my god, it was on 1 HP. Still though, damage continues to happen. Look at that. That slacker goon behind the mineral was paid off after all. But it's not over. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, he's still laying his mines. Where are the observers? He's just chilling at the robo, man. Like, this observer's been doing nothing here. Double observer. Those mines double detected, but that vulture double trapped. Still does some more damage, though. Yeah. And look, they still come in this natural. Like, Protoss needs to seal this off. Just put a pylon down in this situation. Like, he needs to do something. Because this is just a lot of damage continues to go down, even though Advil's bank is going up.
Now, looking at what's being built behind it, I was just going to ask, like, is there going to be a push happening, right? It's like, the moment I even thought about saying it, CC Star for I'm like, god damn it.
No, you can't be doing a push if you've been making so many vultures and no tanks, basically. Especially having lost 4 tanks, you just need to expand and try and defend, especially when you're in economic lead. Consider this, he's traded army for probes. Surely in that scenario, it makes sense to sit back and build up your army for later, not to attack with the army you have now, right? So, I mean, he's on 4-fac, right, which means, you know, he's a bit of forces, but he does need to defend. Now, I'm not saying that continuing to harass would be a mistake, but at some point he needs to knuckle down and go on the defensive. And honestly, like, the continuing damage was huge. Like, I'm still not really supporting the initial idea there where he lost 4 tanks, but Protoss really did not do a good job of shutting down the aggression after that. Just blocking that wall would have saved a lot of pain, but he did not do that. And so, Terran kind of got enough to make it worthwhile. I'm going to say barely. And like the supply is even, which is pretty good for Terran, but he doesn't have many tanks. It's mostly vultures. A couple more tanks coming out here.
I mean, he also did slow everything down, right? We see Citadel just getting started now, pretty far in at this point, and we're already working towards that second armory. 2-1 upgrades will probably be on the way soon enough as well. So I think like you just disrupted Protoss enough. Advil should be in a good.
Shut up, Supperman. I'm gonna ban people from the chat soon. Like I said, it's part 1 of casting. Like antagonize the chat.
Like, is this the new season, the new Neblimes? Like,
that's right.
Neblime, like,
Neblime got bitter after his week 1 and 2 games, and now this is Neblime. Okay, Protoss roaming around here trying to clean this vulture. Really needs to wall off the other side of this third. This could be kind of hairy if he does not. And as predicted, Terran kind of just setting up his defense here. I like the bunker. I think the bunker is definitely an underrated move to defend thirds, especially this like kind of wide open one in point. Oh, that poor vulture.
Where there's one Marine in, or 2 now, I guess.
Yeah, that's a big deal. That does a lot, actually. You'd be surprised. Don't underestimate Marines, man. Their DPS is really good. It's just that they have no HP. That's their only problem.
I guess so.
Again? I mean, presumably he's going to throw in the archives here, right? Am I cursing?
Yeah, we saw that. We saw that last game that the Temple Archives was a little after the Stargate. So
okay, all right.
I think it is going to be there.
No, that's a forge. Okay.
There you go.
Baited.
Relax, brother. This is game 2 of the You can't get this amped up yet. We got a couple more.
Why not? These games are hype. Why can I not get amped up? Wow. Saetzero killing esports.
I feel. Oh my
god, this
wall
is open.
Australia.
This wall is open. How could I not have blood pressure? Look at this. Every Protoss in chat should be having a heart attack right now. And I'm the Terran player. How are you not freaking out about this? Look at these vultures.
did it to himself. That's not enough.
What? Are you the Protoss player or not? Oh my god. Oh, those mines though. Oh, huge damage going down, and it's not over. Oh my god. Goon's finally coming back here. But so many pros have fallen, and they're continuing to fall. Terran doing absolutely huge damage. Oh my god.
It's really setting back Zen a lot. You can see that in supply. Worker lead is the supply lead about 20 at this point. And Zen is like, we see bases being taken all over the place, but it doesn't matter, right? It's just not going to matter.
You need probes to man them, right? And look, the main is just empty now. It's like the sad ghost town after the industries moved away. Look, these vultures hunting for more. I mean, you're not wrong. Sammy's really just taking bases. But I mean, these vultures probably even deal with this Nexus. By the time Protoss gets over there, he probably going to expose himself to another harassment. And yeah, Terran's been very happily on this third base for a while. That's the thing about this mineral only as well. You're happy to build lots of vultures and even trade them just because you don't have much gas.
And it's keeping Zen's army back here. It's all goons, just anything to help deal with this a little bit easier. It's buying time for 2-1 to be finishing up soon. We're seeing tanks getting added onto the army, so by the time this upgrades are done, Advil's done so much damage at this point. They can start really prepping for whenever they want to make their move. Zen's, I feel like you're gonna have to cut corners somewhere, Zen, and we see that it's a choice. What if I just don't defend these bases though? But we'll see if it actually works out that way.
And this third, obviously these zealots are doing what they can, but it's still ripe for harassment. It's still just wide open with no pylon wall there. And also, even if you do have a pylon wall, they can kind of shoot in there anyway. Oh, but who cares about the third? We're going in the natural once again. Oh no. The probes are like, no. We'll run into the firing line. Oh no. This is, again, going to be huge damage. I don't really know why he didn't put the probes in. GG, Meditation's he's just going to take too much damage here. And honestly, I don't really want to complain about that GG. He was getting mauled.
Yeah. I mean, is that the point where you just be like, they won't do it again? You could have walled that at any point. And it's nah, it won't happen again. It's fine. And then it keeps happening over and over.
You need to have a goon ready to block it, right? And failing that, if you're really fast, you can use the probe to build the gateway. But you need to have sick reaction times. Honestly, those 8 or 9 or whatever getting in earlier just did so much, and then Protoss is already kind of going oh, I took a lot of damage, and then that happens again. You're just okay, I'm probably not going to win. Because Terran was just kind of happily sitting back, building up their army over time. So we are going to go to a game 3.
Yeah, and on Eclipse, a good way to close it out. That means we're on so many 2-player maps. I wonder if the players
Advil.
are thinking about that.
Advil, I see you in chat there. Oh boy. Alright. In the top right, in the red, we have Meditations, aka Zen. I got rid of the minimap. In the bottom left, in the orange, we have Advil, Terran, for GOSU. So, here we are in Eclipse. Game 3, tied up 1-1. All comes down to this. You think we'll see carriers? Sorry, I cut you off.
I don't. Right? They didn't work out that well on Butter, and I think Butter people are still figuring out what they want to do on the map. Eclipse, that's no, you don't go carriers on Eclipse. It's not much.
Are you reading chat?
Am I reading chat? Apparently I am now.
I have to try and contain myself. Is Zen gonna go for some zealots and he's not gonna have a wall? Then I won't even be tilted.
You want to just
sad.
You want to just you can turn off the Protoss vision. Just hard judge Advil. We can turn this to a masterclass right now.
No, it's not even a masterclass. I'm not trying to teach anyone anything. I'm just being mad. It's more like Hell's Kitchen, but Terran SimCity version.
Are you gonna be mad at this gas steal that's about to happen?
No, I mean that's whatever. That's part of the game. If he doesn't hesitate with his probe, we'll see. He should get right in there now. Okay, I was going to say, are we going to see a gateway, or is it going to be the dreaded gas first Nexus steal? Sorry, what am I saying? Nexus
steal.
First gas steal. Gas first Nexus steal.
The gas steals your maid that takes your natural.
Now, interesting that Terran's going for a wall here. Oh, there you go. Cancels the SCB again. Seems like Advil's preferred response. Interesting he's going for the wall here. You don't see that too often these days, especially not on Eclipse. Part of the problem with it is if Protoss was going for a proxy, you can really just try and deny that depot from finishing the wall, and that can be very difficult for Terran. Now, he's going to throw down some harass with this probe, though. Here's the thing, when you send the probe so early for gas steal and you don't even get it, you really got to make something happen with this probe to make it worth your while. That said, Terran does have to cancel the SCV, which is impactful.
Yeah, and it does, it gets you some nice scouting info. If there was going to be some crazy, like, Terran proxy, right, like, you would see it, which is nice. Like, it's not really going to be there. If you go, you would see a CC first if it was happening.
Absolutely.
So it does at least eliminate some things off. It's like, oh, no, you're getting your gas. It's going to be a factory. Like,
well, see, this is why it's a good strategy. It's not that in of itself, like, once your gas is taken, you're like, oh, I'm so behind. It's more just that there's so many possibilities for Terran that are shut down by Pro that's going for this. Marines out, can deal with this probe. I don't know what I'm supposed to be complaining about, Advil. This is fine. This is fine. Like, I'm just very suspicious now.
No, I think they're just tilting you, man. But now, this probe does need to get killed off soon. We do see with the wall off there. You gotta be careful.
Yeah,
because
Cold War Pits in chat. What kind of insane Terran player is going to go 60 first? We need a Terran player that insane. I
mean, you could be that guy. Why not?
Hey, I've done a CC versus CPL more than once, and it's always been my opponent immediately ready to attack. So, don't worry about it. In fact, every time I've done it, my opponent has scouted me first, like as their first scout.
I mean, but it won't happen next time, so do it again.
That's always the dream, right? Wow, this probe's still alive. Are you really going to be doing that, Zen? Like, he can just lift that up.
That's funny. That's so funny, though.
But, like, does it really even matter? Because he can just lift that. The Marine is really not doing his job, by the way. This Marine is drunk or something. But he's going to clear out the probe. And, like, if Terran really wanted to make a tank, he could just lift that. Yeah, like, whatever. It slows it down by, like, 3 seconds. Is that really worth the money you put in there? Because Zen's Nexus energy is going down now. I mean, in chat, I'm sure Zen will be telling me, like, it's mathed out and it's, like, absolutely perfect, but I don't know.
I mean, just think about the mental damage, though. Remember, it's a strategy game. It's not an economic game. I mean, it is an economic game, but it's not only an economic game, man. It's like, it's a strategy game. You're getting in your opponent, you're showing them what's up, and that probe still had so much, like, good scouting info.
There's
two guys mining gas the whole time, so, like, you could just peel whatever you want out of it here. Zen, though, like, I admire doing something a little cheeky and fun like that, but I think we're going right back to the, like, you want to just fast forward to, like, 10 minutes? Like, we could just do that, right?
That'll be a meme cast one day. I mean, there's nothing wrong always going for the same build if you're more confident with that. Like, the 2-gate robo, I'm liking it. I really think it's, it's good to just go with that observer play for Protoss. I don't think we need to do anything crazy, and even if Terran expects that, all the better. But look at this, his SUV getting in is a big deal. Did not move to block the ramp. Oh, that miss. And now he's going to see everything. This is quite nice for the Terran, because you know what you can get away with here. And presumably he's going to find the robo in just a minute, right?
Yeah, he should be able to get there.
Yeah. So that's a really nice scout here for Terran. Let's take it out just after it fulfilled its duty. Going to be able to flip this CC down, no problem. I'm intrigued that he still goes for the eBay immediately. Obviously, it could still be Reaver, but I don't know. You see that setup with the second gate so fast, like... Looks like he went for 21 next here, unless I'm mistaken. Actually, maybe 23, I don't know. I'm intrigued that he still goes through the eBay here so fast. He doesn't try and get, like... Okay, there's the armory coming up. I was going to say, I'm intrigued he doesn't try and get, like, a second factory armory academy, then the eBay or something like that, just because he knows he can sort of get away with it here. Nonetheless, Terran just said...
I mean, maybe just being a little more defensive, because I think this is the first game we actually saw Siege mode as the first upgrade, instead of one of the Vultures, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, there's lots of ways you can go, because I really like just throwing down a second factory right away, so you have the option of doing the fact CC fact push, which I think is always really strong when Protoss is playing standard. Oh, he's probably going to go for the Nexus. You were right, can we just skip to 10 minutes? How dare you guys try and win with, like, decent builds?
I gotta see this Nexus go down, though. Come on, look at that 12 o'clock, look at this Nexus.
I'm looking.
It's coming.
There it is. Who'd have thought?
Like, I just remember how fun this matchup used to be, but it feels like, you gotta go back a while back before. Is it the players? Is it like the players that's like it got like into a boring matchup? That's like you watch the pro players like we don't have reach anymore. Now we just got best making stuff all the time.
Man, but the maps Reach had to deal with. It's amazing he even beat any Terrans, to be honest. Like, you look at the maps they had to play on, and it's kind of like, okay, maybe Protoss can make stuff happen in the early game, but then there's so many times it's just like, well, Terran can just kind of like take this area and fortify it and like build there, and you're screwed. And then Reach is like, I'll figure something out with some shuttles or something, I don't know. And so like breaks it. Oh god, this observer. Dude. This observer is going into danger! Oh.
No, I thought they were going to Mr. Magoo their way right through. Like,
no,
right by the ramp.
Those turrets have good range, there's no way. And the bunker does so much extra damage. But he does keep it alive, I'm impressed. Look at this, so defensive here, going for these Goliaths as well. I don't know if he's really expecting a Reaver or what. Or he just really likes having that Goliath out for shuttles. Vulture making its way around though. You know, Advil plays a very Vulture heavy style, it seems like. Ooh, at least in the early game. He likes to get those Vultures out with those mines. Okay, double observer. They could make the suicide run to get inside that Terran main. Honestly, it might not be a bad idea just to see the factory count, because you want to know if Terran's coming with 2-base push, which Advil certainly is not. Both players terrified of each other since Cold War Gates, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, after that last game, I would be terrified as well if I was in.
Well, I mean, that last game was literally just Vultures, like, being obnoxious as many times as humanly possible, so... Yep. I wouldn't call that a terrified. That is just like, oh, I just gotta make sure this doesn't happen again. And
yeah, well, like if I was in, I would like get my Nexus at 28 or something and just get a forge and build cannons in both mineral lines immediately. Just after being scarred. Okay, looks like it's gonna be Arbiter again, so no carrier, like you say, unless it's later. Carrier switch always an option. Look at this. I didn't see how this observer got in, but it sure got in.
Yeah, over on the left side by like where that tank is, it just found the hole all the way on the left side. So. Got great information here, and I think with that Goliath being positioned like that, comps like
He's building the turret under it. I'm trying to select that turret so hard right now. Ooh, that
I thought we were just gonna wait for the scan, but okay, you just.
It was kind of embarrassing. The Goliath pretending like it was gonna do something that didn't have any scans, so it just stands there. But he's gonna kill this off, and honestly, Pro's not really paying attention until the last second. No, this is gonna die for sure. Yeah.
That's still, you got the info you're looking for, right?
For
you
sure.
See the factory count, you see that there's an armory going. You have at least some idea what's going on. Zen is going to move across the map to get these goons in a good position. Maybe at least restrict some of the Vulture movement we've seen Advil do so heavily last game.
Well, granted, it's probably easier to restrict here than, well, yeah, okay. Thanks, Caster Curse. The immediately just runs right around him. Terran going for more of a 2-base powering style, which is interesting. Not what we've seen in game 1 and 2. Oh, DT drop coming out. In fact, we don't see any Stargaters realized, so was I saying it's Arbiter? It's probably actually going to be that shuttle style, which, you know, I'm not really a fan, but we'll see if we can make it work. I'm not crazy, right? There's a Stargate somewhere that I don't know about.
Yeah, I don't think I see one, actually.
The thing is, it is quite difficult for Terran to get across to this third, so this is probably why we see him go for this 2-base powering style, just getting the upgrades, getting the army on 2-base, then extending out. But honestly, it's quite good when Protoss is not going for tech. If they're just going for this Shuttle Templar style, you don't really feel like you're in a rush. Like, you don't have to, like, oh, they're getting carriers, I better do something before they have, like, 20 carriers, or, like, if they're going Arbiter, it's like, well, once they have a bunch of stasis ready, it's a lot harder to move out, for example.
Yeah, but I don't mind this though. Like, having so many gateways, having like speed shuttles if you get to that point, right? I think with the way Advil played, that they were so mobile on the map, just trying to pick the opponent apart, having this more mobile kind of army from Zen might make it a little easier to fight that, and not have to deal with the headache that all that can cause.
Yeah, potentially.
Although a couple Vultures are, you know, being annoying here. Mines, if they hit good, it will be pretty strong here. The tanks are going to push out a little bit. Look like Advil wants to be able to secure, maybe take that third base.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we put it in the main here. I'm kind of waiting for that. Okay, Stargate is coming up, so okay, it is going to be Arbiter eventually. Look, man, I just saw it from the future. All right, that's why I kept talking about it.
It doesn't have to be. It could be carrier, man. The DT storm drop carrier.
Okay, where are you getting all this gas, Saetzero? I got a question. You have some kind of illegitimate business you're running that earn all this gas?
There's a double gas space in the top left. The strategy built itself, man.
Okay, I feel like this is the equivalent of, like, you know, just get an emu ranch. You'll make 100,000 in your first year or something. Like, I feel like that's the kind of thing. Oh, sorry, ostrich, I should say. I've been playing on Team Emu too much.
I mean, I just love that that's your go-to example. Like anyone else in this is gonna be an idea.
This on Siege. Okay, this could actually be a big deal for Terran. He kind of has enough, but if Terran picks up a few tanks here, well, okay, the Zealots get melted. Are these guns going to continue the attack? I don't think they probably should. Nice drop, but when the tanks aren't siege, kind of doesn't do as much. That DT actually doing some work, but a lot of goons have fallen. Terran just kind of had enough there. Look at that. That DT is like, okay, now I'm going to kill the DT. Yeah.
Yeah, if there's more Zealots to that ground army, because he got Zealot speed, right? Like, if he had some Zealots to that army and took that fight instead of, like, a couple less of those goons, I think that could have been really good here.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think Terran just like had enough. It's just that he unsieged, and Protoss did have the perfect moment to attack when he was unsieged, but Terran kind of just masterfully moved back a bit and stayed calm. He didn't like freak out and like A-move or anything, and so he was able to have a pretty good fight there. You know, I think Meditations had the right idea attacking was unsieged, but he had the wrong army to pull that off.
This tilts me, like, this fourth base for Protoss, when the mine isn't, like, when it blocks you, that's annoying. But when it's just scouting what's going on instead, it's so much worse.
Now, Protoss gearing up again. I hope he doesn't attack in again. And again, I mean, getting these free vultures? Okay, they do back off. He can go pick off that 12, I think, without too much trouble. And again, there's a lot of goons just hanging around. And see, this Arbiter is so late. This is why I was thinking it was going to be the Shuttle Star, because he just didn't get the Stargate for so long. This is going to make things a bit trickier for Protoss here. Was there no third CC? Huh. I guess he was just kind of posturing to make him think they would be. Oh,
yeah, he pushed out. I thought he was going to start with, but yeah, he's never started one.
Yeah. I guess he's going to push his 7 fact here, although he needs to throw down those additional factories. I'm not really sure. He's got a good tank count here. I guess that engagement from Protoss really served the purpose of like spooking him, so now he's back in his base. Sensei should have treated earlier. Oh, the other engage, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll see where it ends up being, though. It does look like this Nexus, you know, might be in a decent spot. And we'll see when Avid wants to actually push out, put some kind of pressure on. Is Zen moving things over? I thought maybe he was moving something to the bottom right to take more of the base as well. But he's just clearing out all these other angles. I think just making sure there's no spotter, like mines or anything. Keep your opponent a little bit in the dark.
Can you see those probes? No, he's sneaking on by. Yeah, the base is perfectly adequately defended. But here comes Terran with a pretty scary push here. Now, like I was saying, he's still only on 5 factories, which I don't know if that's just a mistake or if there's some dimension to this I don't understand. I guess he's going to get a third CC as he pushes.
Yeah, 2-1's about to finish. It's going to be a good time as long as he's pushing it nice and slow, which it seems like he is very comfortable, not over rushing to kind of go crazy here. But going through the high ground area does make the push a little more difficult to deal with.
Here's the thing, if Protoss had gone with a normal Arbiter timing, I think he would almost have 2 stasis by now, the second Arbiter, I don't know. Because as it is, he doesn't quite have it. Oh, you don't want to get baited in here. This is exactly how the Terran wants to engage. A lot of damage on these Zealots from the splash damage. They were all clumped up. The Protoss army's sitting in a ball here, which is not how you want to engage. You need to spread out and get the widest possible angle, but the Protoss army is just like waiting to get killed by splash damage. Now Terran on the low ground here. So many mines on these tanks. The stasis is available. Does he want a stasis? Why stasis? Because they're all going to die anyway. Oh my gosh, now he needs to stasis the tanks in the back. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe he will just kill them all. Yeah, looks like he will. Man, those mines, absolutely brutal. Terran advancing into the sort of Death Valley there. And getting slaughtered. No, I can't call it that because they call another spot on this map Death Valley. Oh.
I mean, the whole map is Death Valley, right? Just between the mains.
These mines! Mines are nobody's friend. Just when Protoss thinks mines are good for them, they're actually pretty good for Terran too. But still a huge win for Protoss. They actually be crushing that army. But the supply surprisingly low for Zen. I'm kind of shocked that he's not remaxing faster. Terran's still kind of keeping up here. Third CC is on the way, but very late. And I mean, Terran's going to mine out the main in just a minute here.
Yeah, I'm just very concerned because the observer is over at the third. It's just a scene. Oh, there's no base here. So when they finally see that it's coming through here, like I think Zen's just gonna be able to do whatever they kind of want to do at this point. Like you ball all the time, Arbiter Tech, you got everything online. You want to take your bases over in the bottom right and like keep your economy going. You can do that as well, or prep for a big attack because Advil is like they have to be defensive. They can't.
I'm definitely in favor of setting up bases in the bottom right. Because, you know, it's hard for Terran to move their army over there and not just die everywhere else. Because it's so far from anything, you can't defend, like, your outlying bases or your main if you put all your army down there. And your Supperman pointed out in chat, Terrans don't usually try and go for the middle of the map here, and that's absolutely true. The most common play is just kind of wall off this big ramp and just pay attention to the top left of the map. And that's all you really need to do. You don't really need these bottom bases or anything. Unless you just won, like, a huge fight and you can kind of get across the map before Protoss is ready, that's a different matter. But we saw how dangerous it is trying to go through that low ground. He did also put mines all over himself, so that's, you know, that's another issue. Do these cannons reach the back of the mirror line here? I feel like they don't.
I don't think they're going to here.
Oh,
they're actually just going to go for the kill. There's no units here, so yeah, who cares? Has to evacuate the pro, so a good little move, but as long as he doesn't lose the vultures, he does tend to overcommit sometimes. He's going to walk right into some goons, does pull away, doesn't lose the vultures, so great little move just to keep slowing things down, because like, Avil's going to have to buy himself some time. And just like we're talking about, Zen takes that base over in the bottom right. Is that probably going to take both of them? That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, why not? Why not? He has the map control because he's won a big fight here. Terran's just sitting back trying to stay alive. Man, his tanks are just like kind of out there. Ooh, looks like a recall is going to go down. At least he's thinking about it. But having been spotted, will he still go for it? Well, he's got a lot of units clumped up at the natural. Is there a vessel with EMP? There's a vessel. EMP just started though. You must have just seen this arbiter and be like, if only there was a spell. Oh, I better research that. Look, this vessel's just like,
He's just flying by the vessel.
This is when you've got to move the vessel as if you're about to EMP just to scare them, but he didn't. He just kind of sat there. And now, yeah, he's going to deny this that easily. Even if he just kind of sits up there, this is so annoying for Terran. It is not many goons, but it's enough to chase the CC away anyway. Oh man.
Yeah, just when you know your opponent has not taken that base.
How is there a mine there? There's always a mine to drag onto these tanks. My god. Nice D-Matrix. Honestly, Protoss kind of screwing this up. I feel like he should have pulled his army back and made Terran come up the ramp. I'm surprised he just charged down completely like that and got kind of cleaned up. Like, if he just stayed up near these minerals, and anytime Terran starts to go up ramp, then you attack, and then you pull back, and then attack again, you can deny this third for so long, but if you kind of just trade everything away, Terran wants to clean this up and take this location. Oh, I didn't even see those screens, oh my god.
Yeah, I was gonna, like, were you watching the fourth base? Oh no, that was brutal.
Yeah, this was brutal for Protoss, honestly. Like, it seemed good at first, but it quickly took a turn. Now, that said, since Advil was already kind of battered, we can see the supply still favors Protoss a lot. But I don't think Protoss will win continuing on that kind of efficiency. I think he needs to do better than that. Did he wall this off? I do not like that at all. If a second recall comes in here, this is going to be very problematic. Also, you can't get any SCVs in there. There's only like 6 SCVs in here. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but you know what I'm saying. There's only like 10.
Yeah, it's not really what you want to be doing,
Okay,
I don't think, but...
The count increases every moment, but still.
Like, you're saying, though, like, you don't think that Zen could keep winning with these bad trades, but he just took 2 more bases in the bottom right. As long as these, like, vultures don't get in and kind of wipe everything out, I think he actually can just keep battering his way through bad trades.
Look, let's just say it's not absolutely certain victory if he does keep trading like that. Saren could potentially win, can I say that? No?
Yeah, no, like, yeah, you could say whatever you want. The game has not ended yet. But,
okay.
Like, we see this game state here, and you're saying it's like it's gonna be so hard. He's actually killing one of the depots he just made for that wall.
Yeah, like this was never gonna be. Oh, this is why Advil was saying I was gonna be mad. I guess maybe.
I mean, Shockwave's relate too. I think there's a lot of little nitpick if you really want to go for it.
Zen, are you saying that wasn't a bad trade? You like recalled like your entire army and then lost like 10 goons. Didn't even kill the CC, man. I don't know, man. Like, I don't think it was.
He still had a big lead after the fact. So I don't
think
it's
but that doesn't mean it was a good trade. Like, he probably had a bigger lead before the fight. It's just it was very big. Now look at this heroic goon trying to hold off the hordes at the gates here. I don't think he can do it though. I think he's just full quick wall that off. No, he's gonna block with probes. Oh, okay, maybe.
He's just gonna transfer to the other base.
Man, he could have just walled that, and these probes would have been happy and safe. But alas. Bit of a misplay there, to be honest. Could just throw down some pylons. But that's alright. Oh my god, these mines! These vultures getting so much value. Oh my god. Zen, I will fight you on this. 5 tanks for like almost your entire army? You recalled so much. Alright, these vultures do get stuff though.
I mean, look at the supply though. Like, Zen's still in a great spot supply-wise. They still have these extra bases. Advil's finally mining from that third, but the Natural's about to mine out, so they're going to be back on 1 base economy really quickly here. So they're going to have to make that next move, and you already have goons positioned at the 4th base. Loses a vessel trying to push forward here. And, like, I think like what we're seeing from Zen is like the easiest way to kind of make sure you're going through. You use arbiters, see if you can get your opponent out of position, but just make sure they can't take another base. Even if you have to take a bad trade to stop it.
He's looking at a recall here again, and honestly that would be devastating because there is no recall defense in the main whatsoever, hardly even any turrets. Now he can chase these goons away, but does it really matter even if he's taking this base? If you lose the main, it's irrelevant. Now, that Arbiter doesn't have energy just yet, so there is time. All these poor goons... Wait, no detection. Finally EMP goes down on the Arbiter that had like no energy. Oh, these goons getting melted. It's +3 done, surely it's done by now, yes. 3-1 finished here for Terran.
Ooh, Arbiter on the move out. Let's see what's going to happen at that recall across the bottom.
Yep, I'm watching it. Yeah, I mean, I would hype this up, but like, there's nothing to stop it. It's just happening. Like, There's no doubt. I was trying to catch the replay, but I found Advil.
Yep.
Advil just GG's. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. That makes it 2-1 for Zen. Nicely done. Just that score there. So that takes us to 1-1 for the Tier 0 group. Football Lifeguards making their comeback.
Yeah,
Classic
I'm honestly...
GG. The best build.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised though from like those two players. Like it felt like those games a lot of like little mistakes I'm not used to seeing for Tier 0. Like especially positioning, kind of like we saw the mines doing big damage. We saw like some of these fights where Proass's army just a little bit out of position. The vultures kind of being used a little too recklessly. It was a fun match to see, but I'm just not what I'm used to seeing from the matchup. But I guess maybe it's just because two aggressive players being aggressive.
Yeah, I mean definitely I would characterize. Advil's play is very like vulture aggressive for sure, and as we saw in Eclipse, like pushing across the map like that is not common. Doing that fake CC fac attack as well. Yeah, I guess you're right. So we're gonna go into game 3. No, game 3. What am I saying? Series 3. Supperman versus WugsaW now. The two teams tied up 1-1. We'll see who's gonna take the lead after this one. In the top right here, in the green, we have Nino Grande, aka WugsaW, here for Overpowed Lifeguards. And in the bottom right, in the purple, we have Supperman, aka Supperman, that's just his name, here for GOSU. So starting again in butter. Now, am I supposed to say Nino Grande or Nino? Nino or Nino? I don't actually know.
I mean, you can go with whatever you want to. This name is very silly. We know who it is, but you guys and your AKAs when you're doing your matches.
Yeah. But hey, we can give Supperman the shout out for being normal, right? So, TVP again, by the way. So we're gonna see, like, I don't know, the alternative options for this matchup.
No, I'm gonna say no.
Once again, going for the wall here. Honestly, I agree with this. I think the wall is the way to go on butter. You're sitting here on low ground. It's a 2-player map. Like, you're just begging to get proxy. The pros have given it their total endorsement for proxies in TVP, so you gotta watch out for that, right? Now, of course, the gas steel probe is coming, as it must.
Yeah, we'll see if we get the same reaction, though, canceling the SUV to stop it from happening.
Yeah, I want to see the double barracks. I love double barracks. I think it's the best response, to be honest, but we'll see. And look at that, no gateway. So,
Ooh, doesn't get in time?
Nice.
Oh, brutal.
Okay, I need to pull that SUV off. Okay, that's fine. I was about to meme on it and say this is the dreaded gas first into Nexus Steel, but no, it looks like this is going to be Nexus first into gas steel. Oh, actually gets 2 SUVs out? Oh, no, that was just building. Well, the micro battle continues, but I think Terran's going to be absolutely fine here. Nexus going down. See, this is why I like the 2 barracks option. Of course, he didn't actually steal the gas in this case, I guess, so it would have been kind of crazy, but it's interesting. Now, Terran definitely has a number of options from here. You can go across with Marine SCV Vulture, as I'm sure most people are aware. You can just go for mines and kind of sit back, which honestly is my preferred option. You can go for drop as well. And so Terran, I think, is in a pretty good position here, having like walled off the Protoss from any scouting. Scouts this Nexus first pretty fast as well. Looks like Pro's probably going to get a second gate here before gas, which I think is a good defensive option. You know Terran's going to know about it right away. But then again, he's backing up a lot of minerals. Wait, is that gateway?
I mean, are you concerned though, as like Terran, that's like you see it's Nexus first if you're thinking about doing some kind of punish? Like, does this map make it weird? Like some of the features, especially like the fact that it's all flat, it's kind of a short distance. Like, is that like incentivizing you to try and punish it, or?
Well, I think it's like any 2-player map really. That's like, you know, longer than a short rush distance on a 4-player map. It's kind of okay for Protoss to be holding Nexus first, even though you're going to know about it right away, because it takes a little bit longer to get there. So honestly, it's kind of like Nexus first and on the map. Like, you know, if Terran micros well, they'll kill it. If they don't micro well, they won't kill it. You know, obviously, if they don't kill it, they lose the game. And it's really just, you know, does Terran want to try it, or have they got another plan? Now, it looks like they will be trying it. SV's coming across here. The probe sees it immediately. I think Pro's going to get a shield battery here. I think that's why he went with this pylon. Although I'm waiting to see that. Having gone for gas before second gate, this is going to be a bit harder to hold. Oh, SCV! Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. You want to keep every SCV you can. Well, here we go. Only 2 Marines in the vicinity. Third one on the way. This is really not that much for Terran, but then again, it's not really that much for Protoss, is it? The lone zealot.
And there wasn't even other ones in production, so like you're not getting any reinforcements heading forward anytime soon. Pros try and just get away from the Nexus, make it a little bit more. You got to decide what you're doing, but the bunker's going down. It's gonna be so hard to stop here. The Zealot is literally just walking. It is not trying to fight anything. It cannot get in the mix. Bunker halfway done at this point. Marines all still alive. Even the SUVs in the mineral line just
they know they're better than Pros. They just know they're superior. And look at that, the bunker goes up, no Marines die. I think this Nexus is definitely going to fall for Protoss, even losing a few probes. Oh, that's too many probes lost. This is absolutely brutal for Protoss. And the Vulture, gonna go straight in the main. As this might be GG for the Protoss. He will stabilize, but he'll have lost so many probes here. He's not really going to have any advantage he can look forward to like that. I don't really see how Protoss is going to come back from this one. Cue 1 hour long game where Protoss wins in the end, right? Right? Right?
I'm sorry, I was looking at something
else. I'm kind of waiting for the GG, to be honest, so I'm kind of like waiting for the perfect moment. But okay, this Nexus is going to fall. Another probe, actually, a scouting probe dies. Protoss has a little force here. I think Dragoon range got researched, I'm not sure. Now, of course, you know, you can say, yeah, Terran killed it, but it's not like they have a CC of their own. That's true, but how many probes does Protoss have? He has 10 to 18 SCVs, so, I mean, I don't know. I don't really see what Protoss is going to do here. WugsaW got promoted?
Yeah,
to what?
I don't know. This is just gonna be hard to like play out from here because I don't think you can afford to try to take an Nexus and come back at this point. The probe is gonna know what's going on, sees the tank go out, but bunker being set up does at least slow that down. I'm surprised that it's still not a CC happening. It's not like you're gonna get
that is kind of dodgy.
On the Protoss.
But again, look at the worker count. I don't think it's a huge deal in this case. I think Terran's fine. Wait. Oh crap! It's done. Yeah. You know, it's surprising that Protoss like tried to attack the bunker that aggressively. If Terran stayed there and used that tank, he probably could have held it and even gone in siege mode. But the thing is, you don't know if like DTs might be coming up behind this or something. See, that's why we see this eBay as well. Still no Nexus down because Protoss is like, oh yeah, I can't actually afford this. Oh, so he's in pretty dire straits.
It's just like every decision is so painful. It's like getting Dragoon range even. It's like, well, you could get your Nexus faster, but man, you do not want to delay that anymore. That's already been delayed. It's just this whole game damage.
Yeah, you know, Terran stayed there just with like 3 SCVs. That bunker would like have taken a long time to get rid of without range. You like he would have had to wait for like quite a few units. I feel like to actually deal with that. But you know, Terran's taking the conservative option. I think it's fine when you're this far ahead. Even getting that armory, oh, I love it. Terran is just getting ahead while he's ahead, you know what I mean? Just investing in everything. Well, I would like to see another tank.
I mean, it makes sense. Why wouldn't you be playing like this, right? If you've done that much damage, what's going to happen to you anytime soon?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. What is going to happen? Maybe Reavers, maybe DTs. Those are the things he's worried about, so that's why he's getting these turrets up. Although that, I believe, is blocking the comsat, but oh well. I suppose you can always destroy it later. Oh, okay. Protoss does get that Nexus up. I was wondering if he tries something on one base, but he's going for that second base again, starting to rebuild those probes. Terran's still at double the count, even though, you know, the total count is higher. I mean, you know, the more you have in total, the worse it is to be doubled, I suppose. Actually, maybe not. I don't think about that now. But yeah, no robo.
I'm just trying to think, like, as for us, right? Like, you're getting this expansion, you're gonna be delayed and everything. You have to cut corners? Like, are you just like, I'm not getting observers, like I gotta make it like one clean decision, so maybe Reavers is ready to get back in, but it's just everything's so slowed down at this point. You have to be worried that Terran can just move out and push whenever they want as well. It's like, I don't know what gamble you take to stay in this game, but I think you have to try something. You have to just cut whatever corner. You're making it a fucking circle to try to win this one.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if that's what he goes for, right? Because Terran could just go for a third and play a long game, and like, you know, he will win in like a lot longer period of time. But I don't think it means that you are any less likely to win. Because, you know, you go for the push and sometimes maybe there's like a big mind drag or like an unexpected DT or something and suddenly, like, you know, you've actually lost your advantage. So I think it's fine to just play conservative here. He's going for that Academy. Now, we only see 2 factories so far. If he does throw down more, we might expect some kind of push. Protoss going to move out and try and take that third. Still only on 18 probes. Really, this is hard economic times for the Protoss.
And I think this Vulture is going to be right on time to shut
Yes,
down.
right.
This is a nightmare.
Vultures are neither late nor early. They arrive precisely when they mean to. Oh man, he's almost got enough minerals too. This is tragic. Oh, he moves on to the spot. Oh, and he puts that mine. Wow. Protoss spewing right now, unfortunately.
And this animal literally just leaves, like, did my job, and just backs her right
Hey, it's called a vulture. Of course it's an animal. I'm just thinking, who has the most, like, animal-based names? Does Protoss have any? I can't think of one.
Oh, not really, right?
Every Protoss unit is, like, some
like
other actual word.
Like scarabs?
Oh, there you go.
Scarabs?
There you go. That's it. They've got scarabs. Nice. Like, there's no Protoss unit that's like, I don't know, like some meaningless word, say or something. There's always some kind of description. But I guess that's true of Terran as well. But then you've got Zerg, who's just like Hydralisk. Zergling!
I mean,
that's creative, right? We're the Zerg, we make Zerglings.
Listen, they're simple people. Like, they don't have, like, tools. Like, there's no written history. They don't have schools where they're teaching stuff. Like, they gotta cut some slack, man.
Look at that factory explosion in the Terran base. We are going to see a push for sure here. Okay, that goon is on so low HP. And what? Okay, that goon, wow. He is brave, but it worked out. Protoss really managed to catch up a lot in workers here. I don't know if Terran cut some for factories or if this is just kind of how it works out because gap is staying numerically the same.
I mean, I feel like as Terran, you go there, it's like you shut down the third at the time you really wanted to shut down the third. I think, like, he doesn't even care about the workers anymore because he's going to just kill before that third base ever kicks in.
Yeah, true. He's like, I don't even need vultures. I'm moving out with like 10 tanks. What have you got? 10 goons? Sounds good. he's gonna smash through here, I think. This Protoss can really pull something off. Don't even see a shuttle coming out. The Citadel is on the way, but it's gonna be too late for this. That's not Citadel, it's the pylon. And yeah, vultures will be rallied behind this. Looks very strong from Terran coming out here.
And look at the observer, it's not gonna see the move out. Oh no.
Yeah. WugsaW really showing us a strong game here against Nexus first. Okay, here comes these tanks. Protoss still doesn't even know. This is actually the worst when they just get to your natural, you don't even know, and suddenly you're getting sieged. Oh my god, he's starting the turrets. Love to see a bunker for those 2 Marines. Well, I keep telling you, Saetzero, it's underrated, the bunkers. Oh my god, these probes, are you kidding me? The first units that realize Terran's pushing? Oh my god. And look, these goons trying to come in from the left. There's a couple of slow zealots. I mean, they're not terrible, but they are terrible, I lied. And these goons also absolutely terrible against siege tanks. Slaughter. Protoss ice cream all over the ground. Protoss hopes dash to the winds. GG.
Why are you doing this to me, man? Like,
Well,
why
it's not
are
me.
you showing me these
It's
names?
the games. It's the games, man. I didn't make anything happen
You
here.
picked the group. You picked the group.
I didn't know anything about the outcome whatsoever, or even the races played. For all I knew, it was all PvPs. Okay. Surely
Sure.
PvP's your favorite mashup because it's the only one where Protoss always wins.
I mean, Protoss always loses.
Oh, true. When are we getting these draws in CPL? I want to see the CPL drawn game.
Do you want to see a PvP draw? That sounds like a nightmare.
It's happened. Probably
Yeah,
one
I
of
know
the
it's
easiest
happened.
matches to draw, actually, now I think about it. Talk about that in a second. In the bottom right, in the purple, we have Supperman. And the bottom left, in the blue, we have WugsaW, aka Nina Grande. Oops, but WugsaW is the actual name. Currently up 1-0, leading the way for Lifeguards. Supperman for GOSU, going to have to try and come back in this best of 3. Here we are in game 2. So, Saetzero, tell me more about draws in PvP, since we're in this TVP game.
Like, tell you more about that? I don't understand what you want me to tell you. It's like, it's
Well,
a matchup
I have to have
where
something to
connection
talk about.
matters.
Until Terran screws up his SimCity, I have to have something to talk about, right? Something about
I mean,
time.
I would say we could talk about like why did that Nexus first from the first game go so poorly? Like it's not like you went for the gas steal, sure, but you didn't get it. And you should be expecting to not get it. Like enough players are looking out for it. Why did it look so? Like everything just went so poorly. Like and I feel like you don't really see that from Nexus first. Usually that's reasonable.
Break it down step by step. So first, he sent the probe just slightly too late not to get walled out. Now maybe he wasn't expecting a wall. He still would have been in time for the geyser if nothing got in his way, but maybe he just wasn't expecting the wall off. So that's costing Protoss quite a bit of minerals just to send that so early, and Terran just had to kind of like counteract it with one SCV of minerals, so it's pretty good for the Terran. And then when he would get Nexus first, he got gas before second gate, which, you know, is actually kind of the standard, I suppose, but also it's a bit more risky than going 2 gates right away. You get more zealots, you can kind of hold off better. And then when the engagement was happening as natural, the probes were able to get around the enemy SCVs, but they did not get on top of the Marines and kill them. They kind of were too timid and ran back and forth. Same thing with the Zealot. Like, I feel like when the probes are coming out, the Zealot needed to be attacking and taking that damage, but it kind of just ran back. And then, when the bunker finished, Protoss lost like all his probes running past it as well as losing the Nexus. If you keep the probes losing Nexus, you can kind of just play on from there, but he lost too many probes. And then he didn't even know the Terran push was coming until his probe transfer got hit by siege tanks, and that's how you know you're about to lose the game. Now, more progress coming down here.
We bought enough time if you want to talk about SimCity and building.
No, there's nothing to talk about. This perfectly fine.
No, because the Protoss got a first scout and went for 2 pylons. We are going to see some Zealot pressure here.
Yes.
And it's like, this is at least far away from the worker line. Like, is there like nothing about this that you want to think?
Yes, it's far away from the worker line. You've triggered me, Saetzero. You've activated it. Yes, it's far away from the worker line, but it's going to be close to the factory, and that's the whole point. Because you just want to defend the factory. Protoss' main thing they do is try and deny the factory and force you to lose SCVs defending it or what have you. So there you go, the factory goes right there. I thought it might be actually above it, but still, this is going to be super easy for Terran to defend that. You can send the Zealots to the mineral line and try and like kill stuff, but the thing about that is your units are next to many SCVs, and you know how that goes. You're a Protoss player. So I think it's just a super defensive setup from WugsaW. Honestly, I would say it's not really that common to see the Barracks Depot in this position anyway, because this is like very defensive, I'd say, against Zealots. He was kind of expecting this, so I feel like Supperman almost kind of playing into his hands by going for this. We'll see how the micro is though. It's always possible. Oh my god, I can't believe Zealots are going to attack. Always possible that, one player out micros the other. That SCV, he really microed that so hard to make it go to the middle of the building just then. Okay, he's going to go for it now. 3 Marines out, 4th one on the way. No, Terran does throw down a 3rd depot. I was going to say, he's threw that down risk spot. Ooh, Zealot getting on top now. Gets 1 Marine. Sloppy micro from Terran now. And look at that. The other Zealot comes in. Suddenly, Terran in a lot of trouble. Zealot's chasing Marines all over the place. First Zealot does get taken out there. Vulture is on the way. But honestly, this is perfectly good for Protoss, I think. He's killed so many Marines, forced Terran to make so many. And forcing the Vulture first, isn't necessarily not what Terran wanted to do. But, you have that intel. So I think this is pretty good for Protoss here. Even making a number Marine as well. So I think Supperman should be pretty satisfied with that. Going to throw on the Nexus right now.
Yeah, it looked like it wasn't going to go that well early on, but when the actual Zealots did show up. Now, the Vulture on the map, these Zealots are not going to be long for the world, and this SCV did scout manage to see exactly the timing on the Nexus as well, so it's not like you're not playing in the dark entirely here. I think if you want to be aggressive, we see a couple of SCVs moving forward, decent amount of Marines, or while pulling more of the boys, it looks like we are going to get some action.
SCVs are good units, right? But they're not Zealots. So, I don't know about this. I think this is a mistake from Terran, when he could just be securing this natural. I don't really see how this is going to work. Like, Protoss is in Goon production here, and like, Goons aren't the greatest unit in StarCraft, but against like this kind of composition, they're perfectly good. Does take out a Zealot though.
Yeah, and it looks like they are going to take the CC behind this, but like, there's so many SCVs now in the middle of the map that are not mining. You're already down in workers as it is. Like,
and he's going to lose more Marines. Like, okay, it looks threatening, but I feel like Protoss can kind of just micro their way out of this, and there's no way Terran's gonna have time to like kill a Nexus or anything. Gonna bring the probes. I'm surprised Protoss didn't like retreat away from the Nexus and kind of just like use the space with that injured Goon in front of it, unfortunately. But yeah, I think Protoss holds here, and like a lot of SCVs are falling. Look at that Goon microing back. Probes need to get on top of those Marines. Okay, they do well. He's gonna kill a few probes here. Is this gonna be compensation for the SCVs he lost? Looks like it might be. Well, okay, I suppose I've been proved wrong. Like, I really thought Protoss shouldn't have retreated into the natural there, but maybe that's wrong. Maybe if you do that, they just run up the ramp or something? I don't know, because it seemed like Protoss needed the space to kite back.
I think a big part of it was that injured goon getting taken out so early in the
Yes.
engagement as well, like so far forward. So it really kind of made things a little bit weaker. But even still, like you lose some probes, you still have the Nexus like finished up. I don't think this is really as bad as it could have been. But
Actually,
definitely
wait, yeah.
got more damage.
Actually, this is pretty good for Protoss because Terran has no tank. He's only just getting it now. Protoss is going to be quite threatening at the wall here. Like, he's not going to break through for sure. Terran will hold, but it's not very nice. But Terran's not going to be able to get a Vulture out or anything for a minute. And, you know, he's going to have to repair a little. It's going to be just a bit annoying. And, like, you know, Protoss Nexus finish first. This is pretty fine for Protoss, I think. When I think, you know, it would have been better if Terran just didn't make so many extra marines. Do not lose that goon. I'll be very mad with you if you do. Oh,
no, he's going for it. He sees it.
Oh, nice pullback. He needs to fight with a strong one. Okay. Very tenacious by WugsaW there, but luckily Supperman pulls back in time. So yeah, I think it would have been better for WugsaW if he just cut the Marines, got the CC right away, cut and you know, get his first Vulture or whatever he wants to do to harass. Because I know he lost a lot pushing. I feel. Well, we'll see how this game plays.
Yeah, the push, if it did more, maybe, but yeah, like
please get that just goon out.
Vulture. Nope.
Man, why? I thought after the first series we'd stop seeing this profligate, like, discarding of goons happening, but all these Protoss players, man, they do not care for their units.
Well, you also tease us when we have these cowardly units that don't want to fight, and now we're
hey,
like
Zealot's job is to
death.
die, alright? If it's a Zealot, their job is to run in and like, explode. That's fine, but Dragoons, in this point in the game, hell no. Look at this, third base gonna come up that way here.
But what if it's like when you play like Counter-Strike, the Ascension with the guns, where you keep upgrades, so like this goon will get us that Reaver soon.
Oh,
right?
oh, right. Is that right? Oh gosh. But aren't Reavers robots? You telling me there's like a soul inside of that? That's torturous. And also, how do you explain their utter incompetence? Because Reavers are like, this unit is like 4 tiles away. I'm gonna get a bit closer. Then again, Dragoons are like, this ramp is 2 tiles
I think you're
wide.
proving my point. Like, goons are bad, and then they lose their legs and become worse.
You know, it makes sense actually, because like take like probes and shuttles and observers, they're all robotic, and they micro pretty easily, right? Compared to Reavers or Dragoons.
I think it's just StarCraft robots, man. Robots are stupid.
Robots are great. They're the smartest. I mean, look at spider mines. They're purely robotic. Well,
I'm not going to say anything smart if it kills itself.
I didn't say smart.
I'll go for it.
I didn't say smart. I said great. Now, the worker count's evened up, but Protoss finishing up this third pretty fast and able to get away with this, really, because, again, Terran's army is, like, pretty small right now. Literally just 2 tanks that I can see. Second factory coming up here, but Terran did go for the Armory Academy pretty fast. They're going to try and drag this out a bit, which I think is fine. It's not like this lead is, like, Terran can't win or anything. It's just I feel like Protoss has come off better from the openings, and now it's a matter of can he translate that into the wins. That was kind of hilarious with those probes there. Did you see that? Transferred them a bit too early.
Yeah, happens to the best of us. Zerber's going to be able to get in there and see exactly what's going on, which this will be pretty comforting to see that like that second factory is just about to finish. Like they's like, oh, I don't have to worry about a push for a while. It's like you're taking this third base, you're feeling in a good spot. Maybe you look towards taking that fourth base, you know, maybe a little sooner rather than later.
Yeah, potentially. The thing is, when Terran's not going for a third, you've got to be a bit careful, I think, because if he powers up here into a 2-base push, like later, and you've gone for a fourth, I feel like Terran does have a window here, but I don't know how behind his army is, maybe. Now, this, honestly, is pretty brave. Seeing that Protoss is a third, I think this is okay, but, man, I don't know, that's a lot of goons. Can Protoss just dive in here? I think he can. It looks like he will. Yeah, that's a free tank, man. That Marine is so brave. He's pressing his face up against those goons, but those goons don't care. They're getting right in here. Now, I don't know about this. I guess he'll get a couple more tanks. Was it worth it or wasn't it? That's like 5 goons for 2 tanks. I don't know. But it might be okay.
I think that's worth it with the observers seeing the factory count.
Okay, fair.
Like resetting it just a little bit here and there just kind of keeps slowing things down. I don't think
Gypsy's restreaming? Are you for real? Wait, NCX is saying like 60 people are watching Gypsy watch CPL. Is he restreaming this one or it's something else? Or is he like watching a match?
Who knows?
Flying Brood War says good trade for Protoss. I guess I have to respect it. I don't know. Man, I wish you'd throw down this fourth though.
I mean, it should be coming up soon. Plenty of money available. Has the firm position already, and You can just see, like, with the goons on that high ground, it's going to be annoying. It's not going to be like WugsaW's going to be able to take their next base anytime soon, it feels like, anyway. The LCC is being made, just no ground force to actually establish and go and take it, right?
Man, if Gypsy's restreaming this, by the way, he's probably just, like, saying everything I say is wrong. Like, straight up. Is he NCX? Is that what's happening? Or is it like, a match? Because it'd be hype if, like, you know, your coaches were, like, watching a match. Is Gypsy coaching a team this season? I don't think he is. Pity.
I don't think so.
No. I'd be embarrassed if that was wrong. It's like,
see, this is how we get Neblime to not be angry at Terran players. We distract him with other things, like shiny things. Like he's not.
Hey, and when have I been angry in this series? I was only angry at Advil. Now he's gone. I'm happy.
Oh, it's just Advil. Okay.
Yeah, just like no one else has invoked my wrath by ridiculous depot placement.
I mean, I tried to trigger you earlier.
Well, you're going to have to switch to Terran and start building depots to do that. I'm sorry. Okay, Arbiter coming up. Now, Terran did scan the Stargate archives earlier, so he's pretty aware of this. Going to try and take this high ground once again. I mean, yeah, I think Terran can do it this time. Will he try and pick up another couple tanks? No, Protoss does pull back. Probably the right decision. But then again, he's the reinforcement. Zealot speed a ways off, so I don't think Protoss really wants to get in here. But anytime you're just sitting on this low ground, it's getting a bit hairy. You kind of worrying about, well, you know, suddenly units come from high ground, you miss a few shots, anything can happen. Where is the CC? Is there a CC? Oh, I found it.
Yeah, it's flying over right
I found it, Saetzero.
Like, there's Terran buildings in literally one corner of the map. You're like, where would he put it if he was going to fly it over?
People in chat, what's the mission statement of CPL? I would say it's to find players a similar level and have fun and learn the game playing in like a league type environment. So, you know, we should say it's not like casual games per se, but it is partially for fun, but also for learning as well. So, you know, you'll be united with free coaching as well as players of your level on a team play against similar level players. If you press !Discord in chat, I believe that command is working. Yes.
I mean, the Nightbot already got your back in the chat anyway, so.
Nice.
Yeah, even if you don't get it on team right now, we have plenty of helpful resources and people willing to play. You'll find someone at your skill level, so it's better than the ladder. Definitely better than the ladder.
That's a pretty low bar. I feel like we can sell it better than that.
I mean, you already did, but I'm, you know, the TLDR. It's like, yo, the ladder sucks.
Ladder is the worst. Okay, this Vulture's making it around. Looks like Protoss is thinking of an attack here, or at least he's remaining in an aggressive posture. Now, with decent mine placement, I don't know. That is a lot of speed zealots, and the Vultures are out of position. Not that there's that many anyway. I'm looking at this, and I'm really thinking, like, oh, will it go this way, or will it go that way? So it is a bit of a toss-up here. Now, air weapons for Protoss. Is that real, or is that a fake-out? Like, will Terran scan that and be like, oh no?
Why can't it be both? It can easily, like, if you're gonna maybe go carriers at some point, you might as well get them early. You might be able to bait an overreaction now anyway, and it's such a low investment to, like, just start working on it. I don't think there's anything wrong with going for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. It's only 100, so yeah, maybe. But if Terran never scans it, you're kind of like, well, I just wasted some gas.
Well, I think a big part of it is, like, you know, maybe when the second main gets taken, when you're starting to figure out what production buildings to add, that's when you kind of got to make the decision. So you just work on it, because if it doesn't work out, it's not really that big a deal. But if you do see the opportunity, like, you're already ahead of the game. Because we saw that in the game with Zen, right? That he didn't have the upgrades, and those carriers only did well because there was literally no anti-air. Once they had anti-air, they had no hope of fighting because they're so behind on the upgrades.
Right, yeah, that's true. But you know, that makes you wonder with these carrier switches, right? Is it even worth getting any upgrades at all sometimes? I guess, like you say, +1 is so cheap. It's not worth it. But I don't know. Maybe this is why carrier switch is just not that great in general. We don't see it that often at pro level. Because once you have +3, those Goliaths absolutely shred. Now, look at this Protoss army. I don't think Terran can hold this position, especially with stasis coming in. His tanks are not spread at all. He did research stasis, right? Surely. Man, these units in the top right need to come join this if he attacks, though. Honestly, looking at this, the top angle is pretty open as well.
Yeah, but I know plenty of players have had that attack into his base, and it's just like you see those mines. One bad attack, you take a lot of damage you weren't mean to. You see Supperman taking 12 o'clock base, but is gonna go forward. Gonna start shooting through those mines. Still plenty of zealots behind it. So many tanks layered back pretty far. Stasis does not hit that well. Only 2 tanks getting pulled out here. Player arm going through, but Pro is still very strong as they keep moving forward here. I think it's gonna be enough to break through and at least force the lift on the CC as the tank count just keeps falling.
Oh, yeah, he's going to force more than lift on the CC. I think he's going to force a GG here. He's just crushing through everything. I'm like, this is all the tanks Terran has. What's he going to do after this? I think this is over. About that stasis, by the way, yeah, it's not the greatest, but you can't say it didn't help Protoss a little. You know, GG. Every little bit helps. So it looks like we are going to game 3 here, by the way. Supperman evening up 1-1. I think he just needed to... Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, I just kept looking like throughout the entire that observer that initially got on the Terran base. It never got cleared out. It was seeing what was being made all game, how many factories. Like it had all that great knowledge that you're looking for to make your decisions. And I like how Supperman played that the game wasn't weird from the beginning. Like their plan made a lot of sense there. So we'll see if he's gonna try to pull something like that on Eclipse or. You know, a game like that, does that make you want to switch like to Terran maybe a 2-fac because it's Eclipse? Like you don't want to play Eclipse
2-fac on Eclipse? Are you for real? Have you not seen the middle of the map, Saetzero? I mean, you can try and sneak around, but I don't know.
Have you seen every time we say something and then it happens?
And then it doesn't happen. Just trying.
Well, yeah.
Remember that time you were saying like defilers and consume aren't being produced, and then like as you say it.
Yeah.
Alright. In the top right, in the purple again, we have Supperman. And the bottom left, in the blue, it's Nino Grande, aka WugsaW. Once again, it is WugsaW for Overpowed Lifeguards and Supperman for GOSU. Current score in the Tier 0 set is 1-1. Current score in this best of 3 is 1-1. They made it to Eclipse. Time to see who takes this best of 3 home. Surely he goes Nexus first here, if he went Nexus first on Polypoid, right? Surely.
Oh, on Butter? Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did too, didn't he? At this point, Terran just pull out the BBS.
Well, he didn't Nexus first on Polypoid. He did Zealots.
Oh, what am I saying? Yeah, sorry, I'm getting mixed up which game is which, I guess. Neblime's taking too much Vespian gas again. He's saying crazy things. Neko also, the community is like...
It's the Australia thing, that's all.
Right. Neko also, I would say the community is in like the hundreds of active players. And like technically there's like over... like 2,000 I think in the Discord, but of active I'd say hundreds. Okay, so good news, I don't have to say anything about Terran SimCity.
Good news, I'm hoping for a gas steal.
Yeah, he's going for it for sure. I'm not even commenting on it because this is Eclipse. Like, of course he's going for a gas steal. Literally no other possible opening. But he does go for a gate, not a Nexus first. Almost said a CC. Everything Terran, all Terran. He's building those slow fire bats before splash. Yep, no problem.
Hey, we got there. Let's go.
Alright, now will he throw down the second barracks? I want to see it. I think it's the best option, honestly.
Even if it's not a fast expansion for Protoss?
Yeah, because then, you know, they're delaying their Nexus anyway, and you can kind of weedy your way. And then you have the option for, like, sneaky Academy plays as well, which I really like. Okay, well, he's not throwing it down. It's the second depot, so I assume he's going to go for a CC here, it looks like.
I mean, that all seems reasonable, so... It's like what you're expecting to happen, right? Most of the time, at least, just like, oh, I'm going to make you take this early expansion, force you to do the repair. Like, you're kind of ready for this to happen as Supperman, so... Curious to see if it's just going to do the kind of stuff we're expecting, or is there going to be something else behind it? And we're not seeing him really bank up a lot of money. He's just going to start working on Zealots, but he sees the SimCity. I don't know if Zealots are really what you want to go for, right?
No, I think it is, because if Terran's trying to get the CC on the low ground here, that enables you to put a lot of pressure. And like that's definitely something that can mess up Terran. Now, he's not going for it right away, he's just going to stay in his base here, get more Marines and kill the assimilator, right? If Protoss skips the Zealots, right, what Terran can do is they just get their CC down here, and they kind of pretend they were doing gases all along, and it's really not that bad for Terran, but these Zealots enable you to kind of force it to stay in here. And honestly, this is looking pretty good for the Protoss, I would say. Looks like it's going to get a Nexus right away, and everything's going to be pretty delayed for the Terran here. Getting that gas now. Has to go down and try and take his expansion with like Marine SCV, I think. I don't think he wants to wait for the factory to be finished for that.
I mean, probably not, but the SCV literally saw the exact Nexus timing, so at least you know what's going on. SCV does die in the middle line. It's unfortunate.
Oh, I didn't see that. This Zealot needs to not try this. Oh no, this is a disaster for Protoss. Just losing that Zealot basically for nothing. That is not the play you want. I guess one SCV isn't nothing, but it's basically nothing. Now he does need a couple more SCVs down here. This is a bit too brave from Terran. Okay, well, he thinks he can micro it. I'm not sure where he's going though. He kind of needs just to. Oh man. Okay, Terran going for the push here. I don't know about this. I don't know if Terran can pull this off.
I mean, it's like literally just a decision because of killing that first Zealot, right?
I mean, I suppose that definitely makes it a lot better for Terran, but like, look, he has 2 Marines about to be 3. Oh, 4. Yeah, okay, maybe. Second Zealot's out. Protoss definitely needs to pull his probes down here and fight this, but I don't know. I just can't really see how Terran's going to pull this off here. Well, the Cyber is very late. I suppose going for that fast Nexus, maybe. Because another Zealot's even being made. A Goon is not in production yet. Gets that pylon. Needs the probes down here. Where are the probes? Oh, that Zealot gets trapped! Okay, you know what? Prove me wrong. I guess Terran's actually going to do something here. Probes trying to get in. Zealot going for the SCVs for a moment, tragically. And he's going to get gunned down pretty fast here. Pretty low already.
For a shield battery fit. Ooh, not yet. Oh, barely. Right before that shield battery. Does get another Zealot to go through, though. But still playing Marines, still playing pressure being put on here.
That was great micro with that probe there, by the way. He injured 2 separate Marines. But there you go. Putting that bunker down. I mean, okay, can Protoss actually stop this? I don't know if he can, and he lost quite a few probes as well. So, I guess shows what I know. Thinking that he couldn't make this push work, it actually looked pretty strong. And look, that poor shield battery is unpowered now. Goon is out. Does not get that Marine. Yeah, I think that Nexus is almost certainly going to fall. I can't imagine Goon ranges are going to be done in time, especially if these SCVs help out. If these SCVs help out, this Nexus is falling no problem whatsoever.
There's no way Goon range is ready for this. Even without the SCV, I don't think 4 guys in the bunker should just be enough DPS to chew through this. You see how far away that Goon range is because of how late the cycle.
Yeah, for sure. And look, that Goon's like, do I shoot? Do I not shoot? Maybe I shouldn't shoot, because then it's baiting the shots. Get that out of there. Yeah, no, there's no way he's saving this Nexus. Honestly, Terran looking pretty great right now, because he's way ahead in SCVs as well as taking out this Nexus. His factory was extremely late, but as long as he can hold his bunker just for a minute, it doesn't really matter. Meaning the bunker back here, not the bunker at the Protoss base, of course. Although it looks like he's going to leave the Marines in this bunker at the Protoss base, and sure, this slows down Protoss getting back out here. But if Protoss kind of suddenly breaks it and kills the Marines, maybe he'll have no Marines to defend at home. Okay, he's making another one. I mean, Protoss really in a dire situation. Maybe even worse than last game, funnily enough. I really would have thought staying on 1 barracks and then going with the, you know, taking your gas again. I didn't think you could do this kind of push, but I guess I learned something today.
Yeah, I mean, it looked really strong. Like you mentioned, like constantly, it's like how good SCVs are. It's just you pull enough of them, it does hurt the economy. But if you read the room right, you get that right call. It seems like it's pretty good here. We are seeing like 1 base going into Robo, so I think there is going to be opportunity for Supperman to at least get some action if it ends up being for a Reaver or just a shuttle, like trying to get something on. But this looks like the first game where you're so behind at this point. Like, looks like it just be very ultra careful. See siege mode on the way, working on an armory now. Like, they're going to be in a good spot where they don't have to really sweat any of this. They're just buying all this time repairing this bunker.
He's not using Goon range to its full effect right now, I have to say. Oh my god. Okay. Man, definitely worth leaving his Marines behind if it's going to be like this. Oh gosh. If he loses a Goon, I'm going to be very sad. Okay, looks like he will not. Barely though. No, he's not going to lose one. These Marines out of the bunker aren't going to do anything. It's fine, it's fine. Look, the SCVs want the ice cream, but they're going to have to go hungry today. And look, back at home, it looks like he opened normally and he's looking pretty strong right now. Even getting those safety turrets in case DT follow-up, which I think is very wise. But, you know, Supperman not inclined to go down that path. He wants Reavers. I was about to say he's just going to play standard and expand, but no, he wants Reavers. He's going
he wants Reavers, but he didn't get the shuttle before the bay. Is this like really defensive, just adding some kind of firepower?
Yeah, maybe. I suppose the thing is, if Terran goes for a push, a Reaver is going to be absolutely devastating. If it's like a fast 4-fac, say, or something like that. Reaver's really strong there. But yeah, I do question that if he's going to throw down the support bay right away. And look at that, he does go for a Nexus. So maybe going to rely on cutting Goon production and getting a Reaver to defend. Which honestly seems like not a bad idea. That might be a good way to come back. But look at the worker count. Does it even really matter?
Well, I mean, if you don't try to, like, this double expand, I think if you manage to get away with it for long enough, if we do see, like, WugsaW be very cautious that they're going to build up this, like, factor count and not be trying to poke and prod anytime soon, you might be able to catch up, like, trying to expand like this. But we'll end up seeing what ends up being. I was actually wondering maybe that the support bay might just be for a very fast shuttle speed to, like, kind of use
Okay, but for
harassment.
what? What are you going to drop? Like, zealots? Like, why do you need shuttle speed? That would be weird.
Well, like, if you're going to go Reaver, right?
Oh,
like,
right, so you get the shuttle speed and then the Reaver a little later? Yeah, I suppose that makes sense, but that is indeed not what he's doing. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just another game like what we saw in Butter, where it's just damage was done, and like we can see all of it. The Pros has so little of anything. WugsaW's not trying to poke forward and like check up like how strong anything is. But just imagine though that Supperman tries to do something with his Reaver. If they lose this shuttle,
yeah, that's true.
You gotta be so careful.
But on the other hand, if he goes to something and kills a lot of SUVs, that's a way to come back. Like, yes, this is fraught with risk and danger for Protoss, but at the same time, he's got to do something. You know, he can't just sit here going 3-gate goon or something, because he will be pretty screwed, to be honest.
I mean, you're kind of screwed no matter what you do, I feel like, at this game. But we'll see, you know, if all you need is a couple decent, like, scarab shots, or, you know, maybe you can do enough damage where this fast double expansion can be pretty reasonable here. And, like, WugsaW, like, it looks like they're adding on infrastructure, so the army will be strong later, but at least in the moment, you're not under direct threat. Right?
And he's going to go over this 2-base push again, and I think, you know, when you're this ahead, it's pretty strong follow-up, but again, this Reaver is kind of the perfect unit to stop that, if you can just micro it properly, get the shots down the ramps, and you know, we saw earlier on this map, if he goes through the middle, there's this, like, doom and gloom low ground that could really pose problems for Terran here. If Protoss just gets the perfect engage. Look, my take on this game overall is that, yeah, Terran is way ahead, but Protoss has chances. They can kind of pull something off here if they're lucky, you know, and that would be the way back in.
That scan though that hit the main kind of hit in the most opportunity. It saw the support bay and it saw like gateways being added, so you know it's not a ground army. You know it's going to be Reavers heading your way sometime soon, and we already see WugsaW immediately moving out onto the map.
Man, this Protoss army is tiny though. You know what? Maybe I'll take back what I was saying. Like, I can't actually see how he is going to win with this. Now look at this, Terran actually kind of moving towards it. Maybe he realizes it's pushing for the middle is not the strongest, but this Protoss army going to try to catch it. But look how many tanks there are. Like, there's more tanks than goons. Oh, the siege. No, don't even drop that Reaver. Oh. Someone needs to have, like, you know, me saying Protoss has chances and then show this. Because this was just so one-sided. Okay, he cleared out quite a few tanks, actually more than I would have thought, but I don't know if it's enough. I mean, he lost basically his entire army. He has how many gates? Only 4? Man, I don't know.
Look how much supply Terran has.
Yeah.
Workers and army moving across the map. They're going to push right to his third. There's no way to defend it.
Yeah. I just want to say I'm surprised he even got as many tanks as he did, because that honestly looked... It looked even worse than it was, because it was bad to begin with. Okay, well, I mean, only vultures here right now. His big tanks are up. As you say, he's not going to defend this third, I don't think. That's a lot of SCVs, though, I have to say. Do you know even that many SCVs? That's a lot.
Yeah, I would send some back at this point.
Mind Drag, like, maybe? What's he got in here?
1 Zealot.
1 solitary Zealot. Probably not going to do it. Look at that, doesn't have high vision.
I think this is the intimidation shuttle. It's like, yo, but maybe I got another Reaver. It's like,
you better run siege or something, yeah. Oh god, the probe slaughter about to commence.
And the vultures from the other side, like, you can't
Dude,
have all your
he
units
can fight these goons just with these vultures alone. Like, he doesn't even need the rest of the army. They can literally attack this. But yes, the probe's getting absolutely annihilated. Supperman trying to hold out here for something. His mineral spiking way high. Was not able to get more gates, unfortunately. So, Macro's slipping for real. Is second Reaver out yet? I don't believe it is. Now Terran's coming for the killing blow. Yeah, again, does he even need the tanks? Like, he has so many vultures. They're just going to kill everything anyway.
And it wasn't any mine, so like this Zealot gets dropped, it doesn't do anything. Unfortunately, now you can see that WugsaW's just gonna set up shop, gonna start making turrets. That third base completely offline. Will be killed eventually, but like, what are you gonna do? You got like 3 goons in a Reaver? Like, there's an element of I don't think this is gonna happen, but we're gonna try it anyway.
Oh, nice mind drag, I guess.
Forward.
That one Zealot got his money's worth. Yeah. No. This game's over. NCX saying in chat like about the SCV pool. Look, I question like the SCV pool was either A, necessary, or B, even help that much, because they kind of just get blown up by splash if they try and fight melee. I mean, at this point in the game, I don't think having 10 SCVs or whatever in your army really helps. Yeah, you want to build turrets for sure, but you don't need that. In any case, he's gonna... Well, the DT comes out. Big Mind Drag could go down. Man, I want to see this Mind Drag. Oh my god. Go. Okay, pretty good given the DT didn't even die. But he's gonna die now.
A very efficient... went out just trying to see if there's other bases. Like, what WugsaW is at least covering is like, why haven't you left this game yet? And the reason is just, it's game 3, and it's like, you don't want to. There's no, like, hidden agenda on how to get back in.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, here comes the shuttle. Ooh, I mean, again, Protoss being efficient, but he just needs way more efficiency than he's getting. Even though, like, these DTs are doing, like, incredibly, it's still not enough. Oh my god, here they come again. And Protoss really wants the dream to happen here, but vultures are the killers of dreams, for sure.
I mean, a lot of the Terran army is the killer of dreams.
I want to say tanks are not, though, because they can kind of dramatically die sometimes, you know? Or you stasis like 10 of them together. They're the objects of dreams. Vultures the killers of dreams.
It looks like units are going to be trying one more time to be accumulated. These vultures are going to start working away at the ramp, and you can just see Supperman just having trouble spending their money, queuing up stuff, but there's just not enough production. There's not enough like probes, not enough base. Like at this
there's
point,
not enough Protoss.
Yeah, there's not enough Protoss.
He's going to slaughter all this. Zealots popping out just to go to their deaths. When will you let them surrender, Supperman? Why? How many more have to die?
He doesn't have cowardly Protoss. They will die. They will go.
Okay, well, there's difference in cowardice and like needless slaughter, which is what we're seeing right now. GG finally lets them go. Oh, brutal end. Well, if you're playing vs WugsaW, don't go Nexus first, because he knows how to handle that.
Yeah, I mean, well, that third game we didn't see the Nexus first. I think don't go for a gas steal.
Right. Fast Nexus, can I say? Because you got the Nexus like before the Cyber, right? So, pretty fast Nexus. Right?
Yeah.
Can I say
I guess
that?
so.
Alright, so that means it's another win for Pool Lifeguards, bringing the total series score to 2 to Pool Lifeguards, 1 to GOSU, and we're going to jump into our next series now. Who have we got? Stanel versus Diggard. Now, these two honestly have come up pretty far in CPL, I have to say. I'm pretty sure I was casting Stanel at least in tier 2 at some point, and Diggard as well, I thought. But maybe Diggard's been higher, I don't know. But I think they've come a long way.
I've definitely played against Stanel in my times as well.
There you go. There you go.
Which I feel like there's a lot of players in CPL, if they've been around for a couple seasons, they really kind of move up here. Like, actually listening to the coaches, it helps you. Imagine that.
Yeah, for sure. Alright. In the top right, in the peach, we have Diggard. And the bottom right, in the red, we have Stanel. We're back to PvZ. Finally, CPL has been restored to how it should be. Diggard, of course, up here for Pool Lifeguards, because of course the Zerg player is. And the bottom right, Stanel, is here for GOSU. Now, it's not a 4-pool. Once again, I am disappointed.
I mean, it can't be a 4-pool every game. It's like,
okay, but can it be a 4-pool every game?
Special sauce. It's like you got that special hot sauce. You don't put it on everything. It's an occasion.
They saving it for finals? They're gonna sign up every player as Zerg. Like, oh, I'm actually playing Zerg this time, and just all 4-pool.
That would be terrifying.
That would be legendary. I want them to do that. They'd have to try and schedule their games so they all happen at the same time, though, so none of their opponents know what's up.
Yeah, we can only play at deadline. Like, everyone can only play at deadline.
Everyone. That would be interesting. It's probably working its way across. So, in TVP we're saying we have like 6 minutes where we can say anything. How long is it in CVP? Like 3 minutes?
Well, I'm already not seeing it because look at how fast this second hatchery is.
Yeah, okay. That is what? I wasn't even looking at the Zerg supply. I was looking at this probe.
That was a 9 hatchery.
Okay, I've heard about this. Apparently this is the hip happening thing all these Zergs are doing. And you know, the probe did not get there in time to block it. Now, is he going to go into a Ling-O-Ling from here? I think that's a strong option, but when Protoss sees it coming, I mean, I don't know. Presumably a player like Stanel can stop this now. He's going to go straight for the Nexus, seeing it's such a fast hatchery. Ooh. Now, probe, he wants something. He didn't block the hatch, so now he's mad. He needs to get something. What just happened
I mean,
to
he'll
my camera?
get there for sure. But yeah, we're going to see that Nexus up pretty soon. I'm just curious what the follow-up from here is going to be. 'Cause, you know, it's not the strategy you're used to seeing all the time. We do see spawn pull just getting started now. The probe sees the exact timing. So how many corners can you cut a stanel before like you're actually kind of pushing your luck a little too much here? And we'll see. It looks like it's actually still going to be a forge, even though you're not really under threat for any significant time. I think just making cans instead of...
Well, I think that makes sense because if you make a gateway, I don't really see it going to get anything done because Zerg's already going to have the extra lava. If they want to make a lot of lings and shut the Zealots down, they will certainly be able to. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't really matter one way or the other, but I feel like Forge makes sense here.
No, I agree. It does. So I think it's also just like you feel like you're in a good spot, right? Anytime you can actually get Nexus first and be like, I'm not gonna die within the next like minute. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Great.
I don't know against 9 hatch if it's an advantage or not, because it's not like Zerg's not going to be able to drone up again real quick here, and presumably take third base. But 10 lings on the way, which is a lot. Protoss definitely have to put some probes to defend this if they all go across the map immediately, and does throw down that gateway. I mean, I guess this is another reason.
The Overlord just poked in, see what is the wall, and just immediately turned out. Now you're gonna like risk losing to a can or anything stupid, right?
Surely you got to send that bad boy in the main though. Okay, this is not enough probes. Straight up, if Zerg gathers up and attacks together, he will break through that and either run into the main or kill the cannon or what have you. Like 2 probes is not going to stop this. This could be a very short game if Digger does it properly. Now, if he sends in these 4 lings alone, okay, it is not. It is in vision though. Protoss sees just 2 lings, but I mean, you're not worried when you see 2 lings. You're like, no, I'm good. I've got probes here. Sees a few more. Is Digger going to go for it? Here he comes. Zealot not even started. Oh, surely he's going to try that. No?
You gotta try that, right?
I mean, I guess... Okay, another third probe comes. I guess if he did try, Stanel could have pulled some probes from the mineral line or something, but I don't know. It looked very dicey for Protoss, in my opinion. So I'm surprised he did not try, especially having made so many early. Now, here's the thing. Zerg, no third base. He has the minerals, but he's not sent a drone out, so I'm kind of wondering what he's up to here. Gets that lair pretty fast. Are we going to see a second gas here? That good old 2-hatch muter, I wouldn't be opposed. I'm surprised the Overlord didn't go into the main. You would have seen if there was a Stargate or what have you. Second cannon coming up, which, you know, this many lings, I'm not against that.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe Digger's actually just hoping for an overreaction. It's like, yo, look at all these lings I got. He moved them around enough, but then didn't, like, actually poke and commit, right? So maybe he's just like, oh, this is gonna get crazy. You should make some cannons. like, just trying to play a little bit of the mind game. But really, like, everything other than, like, you know, the order of the initial buildings was a little bit weird. We do see the second gas on the way, so I think Mutas will end up being the play.
It's been a long time
lose the lings. It's
since
gonna be hard for his Zealots to, like, counterattack, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, all Protoss has to do is defend his 2 bases and he'll be ahead. It's been a long time since I've known 2-hatch muter in CVP. It's always you know, a threatening thing Protoss has to deal with. I wouldn't necessarily call it a strong play, but it's like, it's definitely a threat. So I was surprised we had seen it more often. Oh, those lings getting baited, a bit unfortunate. Zerg can claim he was scouting or something, I don't know. But yeah, is Protoss going to be ready for this? Getting +1 air weapons, Stargate just finished. He needs to throw down a cannon in the main eventually. And Spire coming up. Was that Spire on time? I did not see the lair finished. I thought the lair... Yeah, I don't know actually. Was that Spire delayed? I'm not sure.
I'm not 100% sure either, but there's a lot of drones behind us, so even though I'm 2 base, like Digger, whenever they do take the third, I think they're going to be in a pretty reasonable spot. So we'll see if these mutas are going to be able to get enough done. We see another hatchery going down, but it's actually at the natural. It's not even going for a third base here. So
right, first Corsairs out. Is he going to scout the main immediately? That's what he needs to do here. I see Diggett's macro really slipping here. I mean, he is saving up for Mutalisks, but he has too much gas already. So I'm thinking he took the second gas a bit early here, because he's got, you know, a bit of an uneven mineral gas. And look at this, he's going to come in here. That second gas should be a pretty good indicator. Is he going to scout the main? Okay, he's going to see it. That's huge. But he knows it's not done, so he's got free reign on these Overlords for a minute. In fact, this could be deadly for Zerg. If he gets supply bot from making his initial mutas, that's going to make things so much harder. Although he has a bit of supply extra built up. Another Overlord just popped, so I guess that's okay. He's just going to get the value of getting one Overlord for sure. Does he have time to get a second one? I mean, okay. If the Corsairs start attacking the Overlord the exact same moment the Scourge start morphing, assuming he's going to make the Scourge, there you go, does it have time to kill the Overlord? I want to say yes, but Scourge are pretty fast. Corsairs don't kill Overlords that fast.
I have no idea, man. Like, you're asking questions as, like, I guess we'll see. Like,
someone
you can build the excitement for it.
Tier 0 Protoss in chat, go. Man, okay, now I'm thinking he should have sent this Corsair back, because it's about to die, man. Oh, no! Is he going to lose both of them? Oh, that's huge. Okay.
Still got one. Still putting the pressure on.
Okay, like... but what did he get? He got 1 overall for 2 Corsairs so far. And Zerg's making Mutalisks here. This is super dangerous. I don't understand why he's even still here. He needs to get this home like yesterday. Protoss is in a lot of trouble, actually. Like, he does get another Overlord, delaying the Mutalisk production, I guess, and no more in production, so that buys him a reprieve. But losing those 3 Corsairs, that's not good at all. Now, these Zealots very smartly have come out for a counterattack. Okay, that third one does get home, by the way, so I guess I was exaggerating a little. But yeah, these Zealots, if they cancel this third, that's definitely a strong move. Mutalisk's waiting here, kind of not able to do much, though. But, I mean, I feel like if Zerg continues to build up a few more Mutalisks, he's gonna be in a really good position here.
No, it's like the way we're seeing this so far, like I thought like Digger would have an opportunity to do some big damage here, but stanel not really like losing their pool here, using the Zealots, I think just to buy time. Like,
yeah,
to,
it was definitely well worth it to cancel that base.
Cancel the third. That's
yeah,
like real
100% worth it. Look at that, speed just finishes so they can get away. I mean, okay, he's continuing to build Corsairs, which he has to. It is fortunately got +1 air weapons, but I think you need to go up to like, 6-7 Corsairs at least in this scenario, because I don't think you want to risk just Zerg having built up heaps of Mutalisks. Look, already he has 6 out here, and I think he has another one finished at home. Where are the Scourge at? Were there any more Scourge made? Dude, there was no cannons in this natural.
They're being made now, so...
Man, if he had a few Scourge, he could have done huge damage. So again, we're doing this opportunity. He was really supply blocked for a long time after that last Overlord died. I think he didn't make the kind of backup ones in time, and he really could have afforded to. And again, we can see Diggett's money just going up huge. stanel, I question losing those 2 Corsairs so easily, but at the same time, his macro has been much more on point here, and that Zealot move out was definitely a great move. So, I mean, stanel really just playing a bit more solidly, even if a bit of an unfortunate loss there.
Yeah, I mean, just the way, the choices they made are pretty good. Like,
yeah.
He started working on goons with range. He has +1 air weapons for his Corsairs and still producing. So, hey, we actually see now that Digger's trying to bail out, go for a lot of drones behind this. All these air units, though, over on that right side, doesn't see the move out. Maybe thought it's a little bit too late here. So we'll see if stanel's going to be able to get anything done. It looks like they want to try to cancel his third, which there is also a fourth because of all the spare money Digger has.
Well, why not? But look at this. The force is getting ready to attack the main, although I'm disappointed it didn't go in immediately. He probably could have taken out those cannons pretty easily, camped the Stargate. But now he sees the real threat. I guess he wants to try and defend his own base with these. Oh, and the Scourge, if they connect these Corsairs... Okay, looks like the Corsairs are very skillfully just going to run around in circles while the Goons are going to take that out. Oh. Goons are pretty bad at their jobs, but they will get it done this time. Nicely done there. Now, this looks a bit dicey for Zerg. He's got a lot of money in the bank, but what's he going to make? More Mutalisks? I mean, there's how many Corsairs? 5 + 1 Corsairs? Did he make another one? I'm surprised. Okay, there is a 6th one down here. So, Mutalisks are becoming less and less of a sound investment, but nonetheless, what else can he make? I don't see any Hydrogen anywhere. Sunkens are the weapon of choice, it seems like.
I mean, he's about to finish his air armor, which is nice, and he does have like double evo chamber, so you can start scaling for later. But yeah, it's like,
can you survive?
There's not. Yeah, exactly. Like you can see pressure being put again over at this third. These are creep colonies. They're not ready to defend just yet, but the Mutas are close by. The Corsairs were pretty far out of position, so still this fight gotta be a little bit careful. Looks like a lot of this ground army for us gonna take some big damage, but if the Mutas overstay, the Corsairs clean them up. That's gonna be terrible.
Ooh, that's a lot of Scourge, though. If the Corsairs themselves get cleaned up, that's pretty bad for Protoss. He is not going to take out this hatchery, I don't think. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of Zealots, actually. Maybe he will. Ooh. Well, I think these Zealots get cleaned up, so honestly, this is looking pretty good for Zerg, this fight here. The overall macro situation still... Man, is he going to kill this hatchery? I'd be embarrassed. No way. Oh, are you kidding me? Okay, my bad. I really thought that hatchery would survive, but I guess I didn't realize how many Zealots were there. My god, okay.
It would have survived if you didn't say anything.
Right? Exactly. But now there's no Corsairs out, and I don't see Protoss even producing anymore. What does Protoss have? He has a third base, and he has Storm. Storm definitely going to be good against these Mutalisks, but without Corsairs, it gets very dicey. You can suddenly start picking off Templars. Goons are never going to save them. That's just not what Goons can do. It's outside of their range of capability.
I don't think you try to go back to the Corsairs. You're on 1 Stargate, everything got cleaned up. Like, he's still... I don't think you can actually catch up, though. I feel like maybe if you want to go for
what are you going to do about these Mutalisks then, though? Because I feel like Storm is not going to cut it unless they're, like, really good Storms. Look at this. Already 2 High Templars at the back here ready to be picked off. Looks like he's not going for those, though. He's going to go for this one here. And honestly, yeah, he can just kill these goons as well. Oh, it does not even get the Templar. It's kind of funny. I guess it didn't have energy? But yeah, you can just clean this up. And I don't know what else Protoss is supposed to do. I guess you make Archons is the common option. Man.
I mean, that's what seems kind of reasonable here, but you see stanel actually pretty starved for gas right now. They're even like really taking the opportunity. There's a lot of cans over here, but still plenty of Mews here, and they do have the armor. It's going to help out a little
bit. That's enough cans, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you just walk out.
Yeah, like, because we got a storm on the way and like a couple of goons making the difference for sure. You can't attack that. Someone in chat saying Digger doing the no Hydralisk challenge. Okay, well that's all well and good, but like for your CPL match, you're not concerned with trying to win? I'm kind of surprised by that.
I mean, his spot looks good to me right now.
Yeah, but he needs to transition at some point. If he only makes mutas only and like lings until like Hive and gets like, I don't know, Defiler or Ultra or something, I don't know. It seems like a fragile composition. Okay, Hydrogen is going down, so I guess that's just a meme. I don't think that's the reality. Luckily.
There still was a lot of time, though, that base over on the left did get established. Drone count really got healthy over the last couple minutes as well. You see another attempt at that third base. Sam is trying to move out here. Decent storms. Big damage. Okay. Everything gets paid up here, and that's that one overstep he could not afford to make.
Yeah, honestly, you need to be really careful with your macro when you're engaging clumps of goons with storm. You cannot sit in those storms more than a millisecond, or that's going to happen. And now the tables are turned. It's like, well, okay, what army does the Zerg actually have beyond those middle lists? Turns out it's like actually none. And Protoss supply looking pretty strong right now. I'm sure he can find somewhere to break through, whether it's the third. I mean, that'd still be a fine kill. This fourth honestly doesn't look too strong either. And killing the Hydrogen is worth.
I mean, like, we don't have, like, lurkers to worry about. Like, there's plenty of ground units here. Still, storms are going to be available, I think. So, I think when everything is solid, you can attack literally wherever you want. There's no way for a Digger to attack it. So, see if he does try to go for the third again. Or if he knows about that fourth, if he's going to be able to find it. You are seeing a last stack that's trying to go through, but it ain't going to be enough even to finish this.
If he doesn't know about the fourth, it doesn't really matter that much, because if he kills his third again, that's enough of a blow. With Protoss just relentlessly expanding, I'm really impressed that stanel's able to take all his bases while being in these like pretty intense fights. And he's really just pulled way ahead because of Sunken's not able to deal with these Zealots. Zealots get on top of your Sunkens, they're actually pretty bad. And so he will crush this base for sure. He's trying to pop out. Man, there's just like one of every Zerg unit hanging out here. The Overlords are here too! Because of course they are. Oh my god. Oh look, that Corsair flew over that base, so he knows now, and he'll be hitting that next.
I mean, so there is at least this one little thing, right, for Digger, that he's about to finish up a bunch of great ground. He's got Hive Tech. He just finished up like armor and melee, so his legs are going to be pretty strong. And because Protoss was so worried about these mutas, they only have +1 weapons. They have 2 on armor. So these lanes will actually be pretty effective in these fights, but still, it's just Digger's so far behind right now. He just doesn't have the production I think he's going to need to really get anything important done.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And like, besides that, the tech, because he doesn't even have like Hydra range yet. Does he have Hydra speed? No, he doesn't. Like, he doesn't have any Hydra upgrades. He's just trying to make these lurkers. And like, there's enough goons to deal with this for sure.
Got plenty of observers as well. Nothing here to help kill them either. So if he clears out these lurkers and all these drones off the side, you see links off the side to do that, they don't have speed.
Oh my
right?
God. Oh, I just realized you're right, they don't. Oh, and you know, goons can actually kind of fight slow links, I guess.
Yeah, that means you have to get speed before you get adrenaline. This is just a nightmare.
Have you ever seen adrenal links without speed, though?
I don't want to. That's a world I want to live in.
I've always dreamed of playing a ZVZ where like I get adrenal somehow. It's like super advantageous, but it hasn't happened yet. Yeah, Protoss just crushing through. I think this game's going to end very soon. I'm going to see what Zerg can do from here. Fourth base is operational. GG. stanel looking at getting a fifth as well. stanel just amazing. Taking every base. Punching Zerg in the face. There's a mandated rhyme. I've hit my quota. That was the beautiful sound you just made, Saetzero.
I thought we were friends, man. Why do this?
Okay, so it's going to go up 1-0 to stanel. 1-0 for GOSU in that best of 3.
Yeah, and honestly, like, stanel, given that that game could have gotten out of hand, right? Losing all his Corsairs, like, oh, he's got all these mutas, they're getting upgrades. Like, he kept his cool, played that very well. And even just the foundation plays, like, Digger's going to have to come up with something, I think, to make this really work.
Alright, well, here he is in the bottom right, in the blue, and the bottom left in the red. It's stanel. So currently still up 1 game. It's best of 3. Here we are on Polypoid. Look, man, it looked good at moments. It didn't seem like a bad strategy. It just really felt like the macro behind it was not that good, and stanel really like was able to expand everywhere. You know, there was definitely a point where like, you know, he was kind of killing the Protoss army a bit. It looked pretty strong, but he's always had a bank of like 1,000 minerals for a long time. Do you think we'll see the 9 hatch again? I don't think the 9 hatch was necessarily the problem, although I don't really know about 9 hatch. I really have not seen it until now.
I don't know if I want to see it on the 4-player mode. I feel like you got plenty other more standard options you can do. It's like maybe just butter, like, you know, maybe the expansion pattern's not what you're really looking for.
Well, also the fact that the pro can come and block your expansion super fast, right? And there's no point in doing something cheesy because, again, he's going to scout you super fast. Man, 4-pool Lifeguards, this would have been the map for 4-pool, just saying.
Stanel, though, look at this. Ghost Pilot, not immediately scouting, so either can be a gateway or maybe a Nexus first, which he does that twice.
Well, hang on, this is 9 pool, so this may come back to bite him. Nexus versus 9 pool, that's a pretty easy way to die here in the CPL. Okay, gonna get gas, yes. 9 pool speed. Oh, damn it. I was about to start the chant. Oh, I'm so sad. Okay.
So what did you hit? Because I heard you hit your desk. Did you like knock something over?
No, I was going to be like 9 pool speed, like that. I was starting it. I was so excited.
Oh, this feels so bad. It ends up being the forward expand anyway, but with the late scout and going the wrong direction.
Yeah. Although this drone's going to kind of give away his position. Look, that he was looking for the Overlord, and I think it's going to assume he's in the bottom right now, luckily. Can you end up getting Lings past here, though? Like, he's going to have to pull hella probes, right? There's no way he's going to do this without pulling probes. Surely, and look at this drone going to try and block. Okay, he's not trying that hard. I got all excited, but he's just like, whatever. Well,
I think you don't want to sell it as that weird yet, because probe doesn't know it's an item, right?
But he's about to find out. There's no way he's not going to know. Yeah, and look at that hatchery timing. He knows for sure. Sees his Lings. Like, Protoss just knows. Man, he could have killed that probe probably. So yeah, I think Protoss can just block this. So it's probably going to work out there. But wait a minute, he got a Nexus? Can you do that versus 9 pool? Is this legit? Protoss in chat, let me know.
I mean, he's holding enough probes here. If you can fight that and use the cannon there, like, I don't see why it's not going to end up working here.
Yeah.
You see, he's only making the 6 link, not trying to commit after this. And taking free damage, loses one of the... Oh, that's so bad for Digger.
So is 9 pool just a bad build? Damn.
Well, you always say 9 pool speed's a good build.
See, that's why this failed. If speed be finishing in like, 15 seconds or whatever, and he would totally be winning the game. Never mind there's Lings all on the wrong side of the wall. And he's not even blocking this right now. I mean, I don't think these 5 Lings could get in there and kill this, but still, stanel really not respecting this too much. Maybe he doesn't need to.
Yeah, I mean, he does have the probes scouting around and having an idea what's going on as well, right? It's like, he sees there's no gas, so he doesn't worry
and no additional Lings, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's seeing those drones hatch one by one, he knows. Even giving them a little love tap each time they come past. Oh, well, actually, hang on. Oh, okay, lose. Do not want to lose that at this point. That would
I mean, the legs are coming back. I think he's going to lose that.
Oh, no. Yeah, well, unfortunate. But we see Zoe going for the standard third base this time. We can see a Hydrodan. Looks like we are. This is why you need that probe alive.
Yeah, hopefully he does send out another scout sometime soon to get an idea, but I do like the choice from Digger, that you went for the 9 pool, it didn't work out, you're kind of already in a rough spot, force your opponents, like, maybe they can overmake cannons, maybe you do some pretty decent damage. I think, like, it makes sense for what we're seeing here to at least go for it. Stanel, though, has played very calmly so far in this game. If he gets the scouting info, I think he's going to know what to do. Here comes another probe going out. The Overlord's going to see it, but the Overlord can't stop it from getting information.
If only it could, just grab it, transport it somewhere.
Dude, no. Like, no, that's some StarCraft, like, 3 beta shit. We're not... no.
Alright, well, yeah, he's going to come up and see this third. Now, these Lings are positioned to block any scouting in the main, but he has to get rid of this probe from the third, because he's going to have to make Hydras from there at some point if he's serious about this bust. Now, going for range first kind of makes me wonder... Well, hang on, we've got a 1v1 going down at this third first. Again, and the Lings are going to come and ruin their honourable battle. He's going for range first, which kind of makes me wonder, does he really want to go all in here? Does he just want to pick off some buildings at the front and then go back to droning? Is what I'm thinking. No lair started, though. Oh, he's going to lose it again. A bit unfortunate.
Also, Hydras here either, so he has not revealed like the plan yet.
Is he gonna go range, build up a bunch of Hydras, and then hit when speed finishes? I don't really get the logic behind that.
I mean, if your opponent isn't scouting, and it's like you just show up fully ready to break the wall, if cannons aren't there, like they would have to get some information. But I feel like Stanel's gonna move out, right?
It can't be a fake out if your opponent doesn't even know about it, right? Like, okay, he's making a bunch of Hydras now. It's got the lair first though. Hydra speed not on the way. So I'm pretty sure he's just gonna poke at the wall, force a couple cannons, kill the forge or whatever, and then just go back and chill, it looks like. Now, +1 air weapons on the way again. Corsairs are going to be annoying, as Overlord speed's a long way away, and if he's sending all his Hydras to deal with this wall, he can't really defend that easily. You know, I just realised maybe it's a bit of a giveaway that this Overlord is just hanging out at this wall. It's not going in the main or anything. Because he's hanging out for DTs, right? That's the idea. If you're trying to Hydra bust, DTs can cancel it, but you have the Overlord to deal with that. So Protoss is probably already thinking like, okay, well, how come you're not in my main? What are you doing out there anyway?
Yeah, I think that's fair, but also if he goes in the main, like, it's gonna die even easier to the Corsairs when they do come out, but really not knowing that it is Stargate until just now, like, I don't think it's gonna change your plan as Diggered, but, you know, for some free information, Hydras show up, a couple cans are gonna get added on, like you said, Rage is done, so you can start whittling away. The Forge upgrade's pretty far away, so, but still choosing to get the gateway, more cans going down as well, and that Forge upgrade immediately canceled. I'm supposed to see a Forge being thrown down in the main to kind of make up for it. And look at that Corsair, it got stalled out, so you don't know how much is actually being reinforced behind this.
Yeah, definitely, you need to send that right in. But hey, look, he's not really too concerned, it seems, just going after this Overlord. He should see the number of drones in that third, know he's not in too much trouble. And he's only made 5 cannons so far anyway, so I think Protoss has some notion, 6 cannon going up. But I still wouldn't really say this is, like, excessive. If you really thought Zerg was coming hard, you'd definitely make more. Look at that, the drones have arrived.
Yeah, the Corsairs saw the rally drones. So
yeah.
I think he'd do it again, just like, yo, you're faking it. You're not going to actually do anything.
Spire follow-up here. That's interesting, because I would say often when you do this, you don't go for the Spire right away. You go straight into Hydra, like, you know, on 5 hatch or whatever. Because you don't need to be rushing to do that Corsair, because you've already got Hydra tech, right? So I'm intrigued by this. Now, he still hasn't gotten Hydra speed. I really hope he remembers it at some point, because Hydras without speed are almost as bad as Goons without range, which is pretty bad. Oh, do not lose that Corsair. He does keep you alive.
I mean, with the Spire coming, though, and he does have 2 gas worth of income, maybe he's, like, delaying.
Yeah, you can try it.
Go back into Mutas. Like,
yeah, definitely. With double gas, you're probably right, actually. That's probably the intention here. Not that I'm saying it's bad or anything. I'm saying more commonly, this is not what he's... Oh my god. Well, honestly, that doesn't mean he's droning hard. That just means he's macroing poorly, because he shouldn't have had that many lava at once, to be honest. I guess he got supply blocked a bit. But yes, if he's going Muta, where are the Mutas, man? I want to see him. I want to see him. Getting a bunch of sunks, so that does seem Muta-ish. Oh, look at this. This Corsair sees all.
Yeah, it's like, take that base. I dare you. Do it.
6 Scourge and 1 Mutalisk. Interesting composition. I guess he's really expecting a lot harder of a Corsair play here, but he's dead wrong. The second Corsair and he's just finishing.
Well, I mean, it's not going to be a bad thing, though. If he kills off some of these Corsairs, then snaps into the Mutas, like, he's not revealing the plan just yet, so...
I mean, I don't know.
Still an option.
I really rather you just get all the Mutas right away, so you can kind of threaten the Protoss, pick off something here or there before they're really ready, but the longer you wait, like, the bigger the Protoss army gets, the less effective they are. Uh-oh.
Yeah, but if you don't...
Okay, well,
if you don't invest in the Mutas, though, you could save the gas for, like, Lurkers or something if you decide it's not worth trying to go.
And where is Lurker aspect, Saetzero?
For the future, man, we're talking future.
Okay, the future where Protoss has already killed you. I mean, how long do you think he's going to wait? Protoss only on 6 gates here. I suppose if Protoss goes to take the 3rd, he's playing into his hands, but suppose Protoss just goes up to 8 gates and tries to kill you. You're going to need to have Lurkers for that attack. Oh my god, Corsairs! It's supposed to go the other way around, man. The Scourge are meant to come find you. And look at this, there's even 2 more. Like, alright, send your next Corsair. Sees that there are none. And look at this, a bunch of Mutas being made. I like this move now. Because, you know, if Protoss tries to move out, he doesn't have any ETA. Now the Corsairs are dead. Pick off those Templars. I just think Zerg is trying to hedge too much by delaying that Muta production. Because if Protoss came across hard before he was ready, it could have been very dangerous.
Yeah, but the world where you're in, that didn't happen, right? So these Mutas are going to come out here. Of course, that's like saying,
you know, I went 30 miles over the speed limit and didn't crash, so it was safe, right? Although that's an exaggeration. It's more like, okay, I'd say Diggered's going about like 10 miles over the speed limit, you know?
Well, we shouldn't say did he crash. It's that like he didn't get a ticket.
Oh,
He didn't
wow.
get checked.
Wow. He sees those mutilates. They were not properly hidden on high ground. Is he going to storm them? Yes, that was very delayed. But now they're going to come in. And what do you got? You got 2 goons? Yeah, great. 3 Templars, thanks. Doesn't even hit them with that one. That's a good one. But kills the Templar in the end. Oh, go on, pick up that last one. Nicely done by Zerg. Oh, or is it? Please kill that Templar. No, you...
Look at this Zealot movement, though. Like, Lurker aspect on the way, but not done yet.
Yeah, but look at his Sunkens. He's perfectly prepared for this. He will clean this up. Well, okay, or just run away. But then again, the 3 o'clock... Ooh, not going to go for it.
He knows it's there. He knows that 3 o'clock's there.
Maybe he expects a similar amount of sunken investment. You know, honestly, there could be, because once again, Zerg's mineral bank is kind of ridiculous. He could easily build like 4 sunkens over here. Like he's finally realizing that. Got away a bit scot-free there. I guess, alright, you know what, you're right. It was like Protoss was trying to give him the ticket, but he just didn't quite catch him. You know, he pulled him over, checked his license or something, but didn't check his trunk for like, you know, the dead Protoss body or whatever.
I mean, like, what seems to be the officer problem, right?
The
Like, he's fine.
Didn't check the trunk for like the 15 drones he just made. That's definitely a ticketable offense. But Protoss getting up the 3rd pretty easily here, so honestly Protoss doing okay. I'm just concerned if a massive Hydra switch happens, how many Templars would be lost? Okay, Hydra's coming in here. There's a lot of goons now though. I mean, they could kill that one Templar if they really wanted to, but... Oh, okay, I don't know. His Muta's just taking a beating right now. Yes, the Aptosis pylon. Get him.
I mean, that's not even so bad, but I do like the move that we are seeing dropping research. That could be pretty good, though. So goons are starting to build up in
What's
numbers.
he going to drop, though? His slow Hydras? Like, he still doesn't have Hydra speed.
He's got lurkers. He can make lurkers.
Lurkers
right?
are pretty fast. It's true. Please kill that Templar. Come on, this Templar is... There you go. He's been fated to die for like 5 minutes. There you go. Okay, but yeah, okay, are you telling me he's going to go for like a pure lurker composition? I don't think that's very good. Finally researching Hydra speed. Not enough gas to get any more lurkers just now. Are there any in the natural? I don't see them, but it's kind of a sizable force. Protoss has absolutely 0 storms. Does have an observer for this lurker though, and honestly this 3rd is looking pretty weak. It's just a lot of Protoss stuff. Oh, but that observer is the deadest observer that's ever been seen. And so that one lurker will literally stop this entire Protoss army.
Yeah, I mean, also just on that it happened last game as well, but really more important, this one, look at the upgrades. That it's not that like strong. He's not really investing in any more after this. So I think Digger, like, if they keep leaning into it, you know, they get to that hive tech.
Well, consider like, Digger's upgrades though. He has +1 carapace, no range. He's not even getting +2 carapace. He's getting +1 melee. So I think Protoss is doing better in the upgrades with +2 armor almost finished here.
Yeah, but like if you're going towards like something that's really focused around these links, right? Isn't that going to be a bit of a problem? Queen's is going to finish, so Hive Tech will be on the table.
I mean, I suppose, but I feel like you really need carapace if you're going to go into Hive. If you're taking the game to Hive, there you go. He does start +2 carapace. You're going to need carapace for sure. You know, it doesn't happen often, but I wonder what it'd be like if you have +3 armor versus no range attack lurkers. Is that good? Look at this. I love Protoss just taking this base in his face, but he needs to keep the pressure up, or else Dark Swarm could easily deal with this base later, because it's so close to the zone. So, as long as Protoss can stay in his face and keep on the offensive, I like it, because his army's in a good position to defend it, but if Zerg kind of regains control, then that base is going to be more of a liability than anything else. But Stanel's looking at taking another one as well. Look at those Overlords go. There's nothing in those, is there? No, it's not. Indeed. Bunch of links coming over the left side. Yeah, that probe hasn't even put this Nexus down, and yet it's causing Zerg a lot of trouble. Wow, what are these Overlords doing? There isn't anything in them, right? I'm not crazy.
No, there's nothing in them. You're not crazy. They're just being pinatas for these Dragoons. Like, look at this giant. Look at this giant distraction. Come kill these Overlords.
I mean, I guess, but distraction for what? What's Zerg doing now that the Protoss army's out of position? He's just sitting defensive. Which, you know, not necessarily wanted to move out just now. And Nexus going up. In fact, he's drawn Protoss up to this top right with his undefended bases and has to cancel it. Now, all these goons in the 6, I think, have just been forgotten. If they were with this Protoss army, that is an incredible amount of Dragoons that, honestly, you could probably bust any position. Look at this, he draws to the high ground. What has he got? He's got a few Lings and Hydras. Protoss not really aware what's going on, I don't think. Oh no, he's going to send a Zealot up. That'll tell him what he needs to know.
I mean, I think there's just been a lot of things being forgotten in this game because like that Queen's Dust from before, Hive has not been started.
Yeah.
So like the plan was there. Got the resources to kind of.
I don't suppose he made any queens by any chance.
Nope.
I'm looking for him. I want to see that queen play. Look at this, cancels that again. And you know, Protoss I think is pretty happy. 4 base versus 4 base. Hasn't started mining this 4th one yet, but he's about to get on that, and he actually is going to follow up with 5th base fairly quickly here as well. So even though, you know, it's kind of clumsy the way Protoss moving their army around, I think they're still doing pretty well right now. Now, Zerg does have a pretty sizable army up here, but so many lurkers versus so many goons. Ooh, but the goons coming out in single file and still so many units in the 6 o'clock. Man, this is actually looking like the worst possible engage for the Protoss. The goons coming in on their own, surrounded, while the zealots like run over to where the lurkers are. You do need Storm for this. Lurkers clumped together are OP if they have no splash damage. They actually break the game. So what are you going to do about that? The lurker triangle, you can't engage that effectively. That is a beautiful formation.
A Storm engages that very effectively.
It does indeed. But he has no High Templars here. Well, I guess you can just avoid it. That's a pretty good answer.
Yeah, I mean, Shuttle Speed's about to finish up. I mean, like, the Protoss upgrades are going to keep going. It looks like they're going to start adding on more Robos, maybe adding Reavers to the defense. We see that Hive is on the way, nearing completion.
Oh no, that's bad for those Lurkers. But the Observers are flying away! He could have killed all those Lurkers quite easily there, but unfortunately the army busy trying to attack these Hydras. Well, Protoss trading okay here, but once the Zealots and I guess DTs are gone, well, once again, these Lurkers kind of not really going to be able to do much advancing into the Goons, but the Observer's getting out of position. Now, can that many Goons beat that many Hydras? Honestly, it's probably not. Well, with some Lurker help, I guess the Goons barely win. But yeah, Protoss lost a lot of army now.
Yeah. I was just like, we haven't seen splash damage with these armies in a while. There's been a lot of Goons, a lot of Zealots just moving around, but no Templars, no Reavers, like nothing to
literally
really
no
punish Sigurd's armies.
What is going on? No, like he's getting a Reaver for defense only. I doubt he's going to bring that with his army very much. So, yeah, what is going on? He needs High Templar. You will never win versus Zerg in the long run without High Templar unless you have some ridiculous advantage. And you know, Zerg is holding on 4 bases. He's not doing well, but he's holding on. And I mean, at some point with Hive, with Cracklings and, you know, Defilers and all that, you're going to need that advantage you get from Storm. Reaver capacity being upgraded, I mean, does that necessarily mean he's going to bring it with the army? I don't really think so. He's just getting that. Surely you'd rather get Scarab damage than Reaver capacity.
Surely you'd rather get like 2 Templars for the gas.
Right? That I would also agree with that. Still no Templars coming out. Oh, okay, no, they just finished. I was about to say, you know what this is? This is like some kind of like Protoss peasants who've thrown off the ruling class and don't want the Templars to rule them anymore. Again, is there anything in these Overlords, or are they just hanging out? What even is this game, man?
They're just hanging out. They're trying to tilt you, man. They knew you were going to pick this group to cast, because you see some goons just engaging lings.
Like you say, trying to tilt me. Okay. Goons actually get the much better end of that somehow. And they're going to come up here, but look how many lings there are. Again, this is what you really need Storm for. Storm's very good against Zerglings. But look how many there are. Protoss has to back up. And honestly, is Zerg going to like take this army out if he pulls the Lurkers? It looks like he's going to stay on this hill low, which is probably a smart move. And yeah, Zerg able to take a couple more bases. Protoss doing perfectly well mining. Okay, I say that, but there's no probes over here. Protoss doing perfectly well expanding, if not actually mining from his bases. Wait, was there a Lurker drop or something? Where are all his probes? I guess he has 64, they're just not well spread. Because the natural literally has 1 mining. There must be like 50
look at the 6.
I know, but that's not going to happen. Like, you're talking about the probes. I think you're talking about the drop. Yeah. There were 8 lings in that Overlord, but that was never going to happen. But yeah, that's a lot. Really needs to even these out to get the most out of his bases. And you know, Zerg only on 44 drones, which is not bad for Zerg, but it's not overwhelming either.
Like, Stanel's like really committed to this, like, you know what, I see how you're playing, it's gonna be fine. He's actually going into Arbiters, he's researching Stasis.
Whoa, what? Stasis? Not even recall? I mean, look, in TVP, you gotta get Stasis for sure, but no way do you get Stasis in TVZ, in PVZ. What are you gonna do with that?
Stasis the filer, so it can't cast spells.
Right. Are you researching EMP and TVZ as well, or something? Like, what is this? Oh, Lurkers clumped together! Prepare for stormy weather, there it is. There it is, beautiful. Okay, and honestly, that alone is almost enough to let Protoss break through here, because for so long Zerg was just relying on Protoss having no Templars, and now suddenly he realizes that Protoss can win this matchup after all.
Yeah, although, like, things are coming through.
Oh, he's doing it again.
Running on up.
He's doing it again, although the storms weren't the best, but they're good enough. Man, a lot of Zerg stuff has been melted here, but will he clean up this army? I mean, it's been quite efficient for Protoss already, but Ling's coming, and honestly, Ling's Rescuers, you know how that ends. Zealot's not interested in helping out, more interested in move commanding into Zerglings and getting murdered. Look at that, takes out one hatchery. What has Protoss got at home? Not that much. Okay, Recall's being restless. Look at this. The Dark Swarm attack is heading over to this base. Okay, I swear to God, if he stasises this Defiler... Okay, no, the Arbiter's not even paying attention. Shame that there's no... Dude, there's 4 Reavers at the 6 o'clock. 0 over here. There's 3 Robos. Oh my God, is he doing what I think he's doing? Do you see where this is going, Saetzero?
I do. He has speed for a while. He's making multiple shuttles.
No. Oh, he's making shuttles? Okay, that's not what I was going to say. You know, I'm not going to say anything. We'll just see if it happens. But this Dark Swarm attack is going to kill the space, by the way. So that we don't have to wait and see for that. We know that's going to happen. That Protoss army in the top right is still battling away, though. So kind of evening out this loss that Protoss is going to take by killing those other bases. But that said, the 6 o'clock going to mine out pretty soon. The mineral only going to mine out very soon. So without this base, what does Protoss do next?
I mean, they are maxed out. Their army is still pretty strong here. A lot of Zealots are going to go and try to, not save, but at least retake that area over at that 9 o'clock. So, and we do see more battling happening at the top right. Starstorm going down is basically just Dragoons at this point. So, like, finally that Protoss army is going to get cleared out. Maybe be able to take those bases again. Zealots doing everything they can to kill off the Zerg that went to the 9, but the Nexus did fall, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's a lot of Greg's honestly just BM right now sitting there saying, yeah, your base is dead, you can't kill me. He needs an observer up there. Where are the observers at? Man, Protoss has units all over the map.
Everyone has units all over the map. Look at the mini-map. Like, this is just insane. You just see everything moving all the time. And I keep, like every so often just look at the overlords in the top left. Like, are they going to do something? No.
Where'd the Reavers go? Did they, like, fly somewhere and die already? Where are they? Oh, they're with the Arbiter. I don't know if it was wise to reveal the Arbiter. I thought it would be better to just fly in, like, shock and awe, recall the main. Which you can still try, but now that Zerg knows about it, I mean, I don't know, Zerg not necessarily reacting. I mean, look at this force near the Protoss third. He could probably bolt it over with Swarm at any moment, let alone plaguing the army. Alright, is he going to stasis these Defilers? Nope. and now, what do you do with Protoss? Like, you've got your Reavers, but like, Zerg has a lot they can send into the mix here. Where are those Reavers, man? Where are they? I'm waiting for them. Well, you know, one advantage of this is that Zerg doesn't really have detection here. So that's kind of nice. Okay, he's going to hold that off pretty easily, and the Reavers indeed do drop down. And Protoss trying to expand at the 12 and also at the 9 simultaneously. The empty Overlord fleet continues its journey in the top left of the map. Yep. Arbiters still haven't cast any spells, but honestly, this cloaking is really OP right now. It's actually doing a lot. Don't want to lose that Arbiter, though. Oh, I didn't even see that Defiler. What's it even doing? There's no units to back it up.
Yeah, I think they were trying to get everything to happen, but here comes all those Overlords, so finally can reveal, but still, like, Stanel's army still 200, still pretty strong, and, like, these Reavers are about to get their scare damage upgrade. Like, they are going to murder everything if they're going to take one bad fight here. So that will be enough splash damage. I think they still even, yeah, they seem to have Storms still available.
Okay, but this army's getting spread out. This Arbiter still has not cast a single spell. That Cloaked Archon doing its best, but it's only one unit, man.
That's 17 kills, it's kicking ass.
Yeah, I mean, Archons kind of do that, but gotta get rid of that Overlord. No, the Overlord's the Archon's gonna die. Oh, rip. But the Reaver's getting dropped. I mean, I don't know, he needs to stasis or something, because he's not gonna win this fight as he is. Oh, I take it back, that is a massive storm. Oh my god, okay. Now he's winning this fight. Pick something again. Again, this Arbiter hasn't cast a single spell. I'm pretty sad.
Well, it has access to the spells.
yeah, it could cast the spells. That's even worse. If he's like, oh, I never researched this to recall, I'm just using it for cloak. That's kind of interesting. But he researched both, and he has cast neither. A recall in the main is always going to be strong. Like, it's always going to be devastating if you take out the Zerg tech. So I'm very disappointed he didn't try. Now, I kind of like them for defense, actually. When you talk about that, like, I don't know, that could sort of work, but on the offense, he's got to actually do something with them, you know?
I mean, what do you think about this 12 o'clock base though? Instead of stanel, just securing more of the left side, would make a little more sense for how.
No, I mean, look, I think a hidden base is good in a game that's this chaotic. Although that said, is it really hidden? Because it's about to find
It's
out.
not hidden. Yeah, the links are going there right now.
Look, if it was hidden, it would be good. So I guess I hate it. It's bad. I don't know. Man, these Reavers actually decimating. Really... Protoss needs to maintain his economy to build these scarabs though. Oh man, he does not want to hang out here. There's not that many Hydras, but these Reavers gonna get picked off. He needs to pick up. Plague. There you go. Man, Plague has a longer range than that. Somebody tell that Defiler. He like got right in their face. Oh, Ling's not the counter to Reavers, but then again, they are plagued. Did you see that heroic single Ling? Oh my god. But yeah, still not really trading well enough, but look at those Reavers! My god. That Defiler had no chance. I really want him to recall Reavers. Like, just get a bunch with no shuttles and recall them. That's what I want to see.
That's what you were hoping for a while ago. When you're like, you see what I see? Oh, look at that! Look at the 9 o'clock. There is an Arbiter here, some cannons. Lings are going to be able to plow through that, even without Dark Form. Still doing some pretty good damage. Going to be able to kill off a couple of these cannons, but will get cleaned up.
Yeah, and Protoss has no bank now. This 12 o'clock, never mind. I don't see any probes there. Lings, as usual, just being very cost-effective in the late game. That Arbiter and Zealot, not the units to try and get through Lurker eggs, I have to say, but the Goons helping out. Do finish it off. Look at these probes. They have a very dangerous journey ahead of them.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Don't do it.
Okay, well some of them might get through. Oh god, the probes at the 3rd as well. The 9. Kind of having a hard time as well. But you know what?
12 do. Yeah, 12 get there though.
But there's a Defiler. One Defiler is enough for any number of cannons. Come on, Protoss. Just stand on. Give me a stasis or something. Come on, man. Come on. Arbiters and PZ are cool.
The storms are good. We're still getting a lot of re-reaction, which is pretty nice. But it does seem to be the bulk of the army, as the supply has not been near max in a while. And like, scarabs are non-trivial money right now for Stanel. Like,
yeah, absolutely. The swarm attack going down here though, so 12 is going to fall unless he's able to reinforce. These Reavers doing their best, but honestly, like, they don't scale well. They will win this fight, but it's kind of like. You invested how many minerals into shooting that, and you still lost like 2 Reavers there? And the Arbiter died? Oh, that's just sad. Meanwhile, the 12 o'clock is falling. Like, you can't stop this. Well, I say that, but the Swarm doesn't actually cover everything. Well, that's Caster Curse for you. You can't stop this, he says. Immediately, Protoss stops it. That's the unit you need. The Reaver is definitely good on the defense there. Oh, a lone Reaver getting stranded and picked off here. More dropping, though. He's doing his best to chew through what's left of the Zerg army.
I mean, but really the problem, though, what we're seeing is, like, Digger's been at, like, 100 supply, basically this for the last, like, 10 minutes, right? And Stanel was at 200, 150. Yeah. He's kind of losing value out of it. And, like, Digger, because it's Zerg, they have 50 drones, they don't have to mine nearly as much, and they're still going to have access to the top right bases. Like, Stanel, 12 cannot be your final solution. You do need to take that top left or, like, start killing off some of Digger's bases.
I would say that Zerg's mining is none too healthy right now. He's literally only mining from this mineral only up here, and maybe not for long at that. Oh, okay. Shame you can't shoot scarabs over cliffs. So, I mean, Protoss, I think, is the superior economic position just now. It's just that Zerg positionally has a lot more bases that are easier to take, for sure. But what's Zerg going to do about this? Now this is getting a bit hairy. Scourge coming, but only one. Somehow only one. You gotta wonder what the story is. That's a plague shuttle though, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, one's enough.
Yeah, I guess he didn't want to waste it. But you gotta wonder what that Scourge's story is. Where is his brother? Look at this little Protoss army. There's a bunch of Zerg stuff down near the mineral only there, but not in position where he needs it. And if he takes out that other mineral only up on the cliff, that's the only mining Zerg has at this time. Whereas Protoss has just started this 12, the 9 still has a fair bit left. You are not going to break through those Reavers with a few Lings, my friend. Swarm all you like, not going to help you against Scarabs. And look, the Defiler's like, yeah, maybe I'll just run away. Oh, these drones!
Drone.
Oh, okay, they get away.
Go, yeah, Reavers, go! They were so close to
are you kidding me?
All to death.
Somebody shoot these drones! Storm them, please, anything! Oh, there you go. Okay, now I'm satisfied. Now I can die in peace. Oh, okay, alright. There was a payoff. There was a payoff. Honestly, this might be game. I think Protoss takes it now, because Zerg doesn't really have enough.
More droids. They're coming.
Oh my god! Make it stop! Okay, he'll clean up this army, but he just lost literally his entire economy. to like 3 Scarabs and a Storm. And again, Protoss is happily mining. Protoss has so much supply right now. I don't know where his army actually is. Oh, it's all in the natural.
I mean, it's also just like if it's all these Reavers and stuff, the supply is a little misleading for how many units there actually are. It's just
I
all
suppose,
power.
but it still means that
it's the all tank army. It's just
still means he can't break any position though. He's gonna pick off that shuttle, but is the shuttle really the most important thing here? Is he really gonna go Swarm again? I mean, does it really matter? Scarabs literally don't respect Swarm at all.
I mean, look at Digger's money. It's like, I would say like try and take another base would be the move, but you just don't have money for Ash.
Yeah, this is all he's got. What you see is what you get. He can transfer some drones to that moon. Those Plague Reavers do get taken out, but this Protoss army gonna come up here and clean this up. I'm pretty sure. Oh, then that's it. GG. Digger knows he can't really take this out. Wow, stanel takes it. What a game. I will never forgive him for not using those armors. Just so you know.
He was just teasing you the whole time. It's like,
yeah, it's
a minor tech investment to just distract a blind for 15.
Excuse me, minor tech investment? You know how much gas he put into that?
Yeah, I know. I was kidding. There's a lot. There's a ton. The cloak was effective though. The cloak was very effective, but yeah, the spell casting would have been nice to see. The stasis, or like even like. Imagine like you stasis the ramp to stop the attack going through, or like there's so many things you could have done. We just didn't see any of it.
And that makes it a 2-0 in that series, by the way. So that takes us to our final series of the Tier Zeros, tied up 2-2. GOSU versus Supperman Lifeguards. Very interesting. Alright, in the top right here, in the yellow, great colour for Protoss, we have NX, also known as, what is it, NXSF. I guess we'll just stick with NX. And in the bottom right, in the blue, we have Cody. Just Cody. Of course, NXSF for GOSU and Cody for Supperman Lifeguards. Now, we don't have time for any distracting bullshit this cast, do we, Saetzero? Look at this pro.
What are you talking about? It's just the most insured gas steal of your life. That's all it is, right?
It's the dreaded CC steal, like I was talking about before.
Oh, overlay.
Oh my gosh. And people are missing this freaking...
They're missing the pro moving out.
Look, you didn't miss anything. Just in time. I was too distracted by this probe, man. How could I possibly change the overlay? Let me just quickly reiterate. In the top right in the yellow, it's NX, and the bottom right, it's Cody. NX for GOSU.
Well, so he's in the top right, and he's also in...
and also the middle right.
Middle.
Yeah, that's right. And soon he's going to be in the bottom right as well. See, he knew that I was going to forget the overlay this time. This is why he didn't waste any time. He's like, quick, do it before anyone can see me proxying.
All right, so talk about... This is your moment to shine. Terran Sim City, talk.
First depot, 10 out of 10. I got to wait until he does something else. Okay, look, I can talk. You can get a barracks here. Yeah, beautiful. And then a depot here, and then a factory here. You can't see it since there are people on the stream can. And then that is absolutely the beastliest SimCity against a proxy, except for a wall. Now it goes for the gas steal. I'm not sure if I even really like it that much for a proxy. I don't really see how it helps you that much, unless you kind of just like do a lot of SCV damage, get the mana pylons, and you kind of end up in this scenario where Terran isn't dead, but they're behind, I guess. Well, let's see what Cody does. Let's see how this goes. Anything can happen here. Of course,
it's also one gateway, so this might just be for pressure. It's very committed.
Oh, definitely.
But if it's just for pressure, just to be disruptive, and you were planning to leave out of it, if you're not planning for this to end the game.
Well, nonetheless, it has to do a lot of damage, though. And I would say you have to do, like, basically gain any damage, or it's too easy for Terran to counter. Now, look at that. He's going hard after that mana pylon. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do. I think you just kind of let the trapped SCV do that and let the other ones get on about their day. Because ultimately, you're losing more mining time here. Protoss is happily going to cancel this, having distracted these SCVs.
Well, no, he's not going to cancel. He needs a supply.
Oh, well, he's actually screwed then. oh, little did I know. Man, okay. Yeah, he's actually in a lot of trouble, I just realized.
He's in a lot of trouble.
Oh. And look at that. That, like, again, 10 out of 10 Sin City. Cody knows what's up. The circle box formation. Now, he does need to actually micro that Marine. Oh! Just calm down, Cody. Jesus. Did you see that? Ooh, don't lose it.
And I love the casual eBay block too. It's like, no, you're
Yeah,
not transitioning. You made your mistake.
Yeah, I think that's really good, not least for scouting, actually. Obviously, blocking in the Nexus itself is good, but okay, look at this. This Zealot getting pretty low. So far, perfectly fine micro from Cody. Lost a SCV or two, but honestly, looking pretty good for Terran. And look, that kills that probe with SCV's Merciless. Needs to keep producing Marines, though. I'm worried he's a bit slacking there, and I'd love to see a third depot here. Okay, puts them back. Not the best micro. Oh, unfortunately loses one, but the SCVs are there to take revenge, and that Zealot actually trapped, but he lets it go! He had it, man, he had it. Look, the Zealot will kill another SCV, but that's well worth it if you trap it like that. But you can see the strength of this SimCity. Protoss doesn't even go near it. He's just like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna run around and do other stuff. And yeah, honestly, Terran looking really good here. Gonna be able to secure the natural take CC, I think, pretty soon. Is that eBay gonna die? Yeah, it's got a lot of health left. Yeah, and this is just kind of enough Marines with a couple of SCVs. You can micro down these cells. You're not really too worried. I wonder if it's the play to go for the gateway here or just get your expansion. I mean, I'm more inclined to taking the expansion, but maybe you can push across. He needs to cancel that eBay either way. If that eBay doesn't get cancelled, I'm going to be pretty sad. Oh my god, cancel it. Okay, he cancelled it. Nice. He knew it was up. He was just waiting for the last minute. The Zealot comes up. The Marine's not really being microed at all. Oh, run away. Okay, nice. Nicely done. That's good enough that Terran will be fine here. So yeah, again, Terran's still just looking pretty good, I think.
Yeah,
Protoss can't even
surprised,
afford...
though.
Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, I'm a little surprised to see just that fast scout again, but goes by confirms there's no Nexus, and he's actually gonna come in here, sees the fucking Citadel with Dune. Oh no, like every plan that you thought you might have been able to swing is just not.
He was building a robo a minute ago. Did he cancel that and start the Citadel?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he's canceled.
And just to get it scouted anyway? Oh, that's the worst. Oh. Terran's just probably like, alright, I'll see you in like 10 minutes when I've got my detection and ready to kill you. He just cancels it anyway. Okay. Alright then. Guess we're going to Robo after all. Look, honestly, if I was him, I would have built a Nexus, not a Robo, but... Oh.
I mean, I like Cody's reaction of, he rolls in your base, you have no production, you're playing shenanigans, and he's just gonna build factories.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, you can just make like pure vultures, and yeah, he can get the turrets just in case he's DT. You can just run around and lay mines, and what are you going to do? Now, that said, he did actually go for a robo, so he'll have detection, but he's still going to be on one base. Look at these Zealots threatening a run by here. This is kind of dicey with no SCVs to block, but I mean, I guess 2 Zealots at this point in the game, not too scary. Factory's finishing up, like, you can always get a vulture. Not really going to be a big deal. Still though, I think it's always good to have one SCV here just to slow them down enough, because if you micro one SCV, block them, the Marines will clean them up, and it's not going to be good for Protoss.
My mind's just stuck on how much resources were lost by building a robo, canceling Citadel.
Oh, he's going to get it anyway! No! No! Are you kidding me? He gets in anyway, now he doesn't even have to build any turrets. It's like, oh, okay. You got a support bay there, buddy? You got literally anything at all? Oh, this game has been a disaster for NX. Oh my god. Even baiting these Zealots in, I love that move. That's actually really good. Just chipping them down in case someone's pushed later is actually going to help a lot. This SCV's still in here. I don't know if he realizes he's just given up on stopping it. He's like, oh, you know what, screw it, I'm sharing vision with you. Just let me play my game. GG. NX realizes there is no hope. The single G roasts him. Oh man. I don't even...
I feel like there's a series of decisions I can't fully get behind.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Look, I like proxying on this map. I think proxying's fine, because as you saw, he did not wall. So, it worked out, but Micro wasn't on his side. Cody had that SimCity, I'm telling you. Just need the good SimCity. So, yeah, I don't know. Oh, the cancels, though. Absolutely brutal.
Yeah, the cancels of like the robo to sales, like, yo, I'm gonna fake him, I'm gonna double fake him. It's like, well, you're already behind. He doesn't care.
Triple fake. He just keeps digging himself deeper. Like there's nothing else he can say. All right, in the bottom left, sorry, in the pale yellow, we have Cody up 1 game in this best of 3, and the top left we have NX in the grey down 1 game in this best of 3. Cody.
Did you say the top bottom? Did you say the top?
Did I say the top left? Did I?
No, like at the beginning.
I said top, then I corrected myself to bottom. I was gonna say top left, and I'm like top, bottom left. You know, you get me? Is it top for
So I am concerned though. like cheese on butter, I don't think's wrong. Like proxy, if that's your plan, I like that. But what we saw didn't look practiced. It didn't look thought out.
Yeah, it looked
That's
rough.
not exactly the confidence of your game one that I really want to see in a set like this, especially since like this has been a really good like tight tier 0, 2-2. So
definitely.
Like hopefully, hey, we got Pilot in the base though.
Yeah.
So looking up.
Yeah, absolutely. Just playing a lot safer this time. I mean, look, it's Polypoid. Do you really want to like proxy in the middle of the map or whatever? Is that really going to work out here? It's not like this base is particularly hard to defend for Terran. He's got a standard ramp. He's got a nice spacious base. I mean, the odds are in favor of Terran defending if all else is equal, I would say.
Well, I will say, for Polypoid, no one looks for proxies. Haven't seen anyone scout for proxies.
And I have lost on ladder when it's like, oh, he proxied at like the 12 o'clock, and I look at the replay and he just said to probe there blind. I'm like, well, screw me, I guess. Like,
yeah, it's a 2 out of 3. Like,
yeah, it is.
Just
but
lucky,
it makes me feel bad. Cause what am I supposed to do, man? Am I supposed to send an SCV to the 12 o'clock? Like, come on. But yeah, you're right. No one really expects it because, again, I would say it's not really that good though. So, does that make it good? I always say about carriers, if it's a carrier map, that kind of makes carriers bad because Terran knows it's coming. But does that apply to proxies? Like, if it's not a proxy map, does that make them good because no one expects it?
Well, think about, I think in the preseason we casted that 4-pool on Polypoid. Like, who would do that on Polypoid? And it worked like a charm.
Well, I think actually it does make the most sense to go 4-pool on 4-player maps, because if your opponent finds it, it's like, okay, well, what are you going to do now? And your opponent's more likely to do something greedy, like say CC first on a 4-player map, or even we saw like fast nexuses as well. So, yeah, I think it makes sense. So, does that mean proxy is good on Polypoid? Well, you Protoss in chat, we're teaching you how to play StarCraft. What you do is you just take a probe and build a pylon in the middle of the map.
You can build them anywhere, man. You can build them anywhere.
Just pick a spot. 12 o'clock, it's fine.
Now, unfortunately, NX gonna get the last scout. Nothing looking too weird so far. We've got Goon on the way, starting range. So, I think we're gonna get back to the snooze fest opener. So
yeah, we are.
Right now.
We are. What else can we talk about? I think Gypsy stopped streaming, so rip the restream. I'm disappointed. Let's talk about tomorrow, right? We're doing another cast, yes?
We are doing another cast. What are we doing? I have no idea.
Is that going to be at 7 p.m.? I would like it to be at 7 p.m. Does that work for you?
That should be fine for me. I think that's going to be okay.
All right, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Second gateway in the main. This is the guy after my own heart here. A little old school. You got to be able to put on some pressure, but the SME seeing everything, not exactly what you want for a build like this. It's going to put you in a weird spot. We'll see if Cody, they're already getting that CC. If they just like get fast siege mode, will be willing to build a bunker. Like, you're in a good spot.
I don't like getting on the low ground. I think when you're up against this 2-gate-1 base, you just play a little bit old school. You just build it on the high ground. You get siege mode. You hold your ramp with Marines. I mean, yeah, you can get the bunker and repair here, but it seems to me you're exposing yourself to like needless danger. When you'd be perfectly good just building the CC in here and getting siege mode right away. Now, is Hearing going to come up? Marine's going to chase that away probably. That Probe going to get up in there. Ooh, distracts the Marine. Okay, no, it doesn't really matter. I'm making a big deal out of nothing here. Look at this though, if he's going to harass, I guess. I don't know. Oh, and Linux has to go?
Okay.
Wow, what an ending.
Well, that sucks. I mean, he was going to take a Nexus. It was going to be kind of late, though. He was spiking to about 500 minerals. He stopped.
Alright, quick Saetzero. We're doing replay resume. We're going to play out this game, you and me, and see what would have happened.
Hell no. Hell no.
So I believe that makes it 2-0 for Cody there, huh? So in a very anticlimactic fashion, where that'll end the cast for today, and that makes it 3-2 for 4-pool Lifeguards in the tier 0. Huh. Who'd have thought?
Yeah. Not quite the end I wanted, but
when
the
you
other
guys
games we had tonight were so good.
When I said I didn't know what the outcome of these matches were, you guys didn't believe me, huh? Why on earth would I choose that if I knew? But that's alright. The first game was hype.
That sounds like the perfect red herring to get us to believe you.
Like, okay, would I really put it at the end? Surely I'd put it at the start and be like, look guys, I don't know what's going to happen. Anything could happen. Surely.
Well, no, you'd put it at the end. Most damage. The most damage.
Right.
No, I'm onto your tricks, man. Like, it's 2022. You are a devious Terran player. You got all these mind games. You're so smart with your science vessels. Like,
yeah, we're literally out here doing science. What are pros doing? They're working in the forge like lowly blacksmiths. Anyway. So that's it for the cast today. Now, tomorrow will be 7 p.m, yes?
We're going to go for 7 p.m, yes.
We're going for 7 p.m, another match of the week. We'll be there. Do not miss it. And that's it from us. See you guys later.
Yep.